broadcasting sports.
Four receivers out right side of the field on that far side. Lounsbury will take the snap. Draws back to pass. Now he floats it with the man, Stanley. Touchdown, Governors! An extra point away from a tie.
It's time for Pierre Governor playoff action on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. The Pierre Governors are brought to you by Beck Motors, Branding Iron, Karsten Erickson Roofing, Ferding Electric, and River Bottom Sanitation.
Coming out of the timeout, Elijah Bucci with the snap. He goes left side. Down to the end zone. He did! Touchdown, Governors! They've got the lead with 8 seconds to go.
Pierre Governors are also brought to you by American Family Insurance, Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Faith Lutheran Church, Kruger Climate Systems, First National Bank, and Wagner Auto.
Sheldon will lose the ball. The Pierre Governors, they fall on it. They're going to the dome. The Governors score with 8 seconds remaining, and they win it 14-9.
And now to the booth for the call with the voice of the Pierre Governors, John Winkler.
And from Huron, we welcome you as we get set for the 11AA semifinal between the Pierre Governors and the Huron Tigers. John Winkler alongside Mendel Miller. And it's going to be a cold one tonight, Mendel, but this is a great opportunity for this Governor team, the state semifinals, to get back to the state championship for a 9th straight year. And when you look at this matchup from the first time, and you and I were both here back in week 2, I think the Governors felt, and by red zone opportunities, they left a lot of points on the scoreboard off the scoreboard because they weren't able to score. If they're able to cash in tonight, they feel like they can't cash in tonight. They feel like they've got every opportunity to be in that state championship game based on what they saw in the first time that they played and based on the last 4 games where they're averaging over 40 points per game.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of growth between game 2 and the playoff season. And you know, hopefully you're growing the whole time and getting better in every facet of the game, and the confidence is definitely there. You know, I mean, you're scoring 40 points for 4 games in a row. That's not a fluke, and you're playing against some pretty good teams too. So I think the confidence is high that this is not going to be 7 points for Pierre.
Yeah, absolutely. And Coach Steele, we'll talk with him in the pregame show coming up here in just a little bit about that. But when you look at the brackets, and it's up on KCCR Sports on YouTube right now, Pierre won 41-7. They scored the most points out of anybody in that first game. Huron won just 7-2. Very good defensive battle and a very good defensive game for the Tigers against the Bobcats, winning 7-2. Watertown, they just couldn't quite get the job done against Sturgis. They won 28-21 to Sturgis, and Yankton won 12-7. Holding on against the Spearfish Spartans. Again, Blake and I were talking about it last week, Mendel, that you're not surprised to see any of the road teams win in the first week of the playoffs. And all the home teams won. But it's the same thing again here. You're not going to be surprised if any of the road teams win. Sturgis has beaten Yankton earlier. I feel like Yankton's probably the better team of the two. And the reason why, I mean, they're the number 1 team. Of course, they should be the better team. But both road teams feel pretty confident going in tonight to try and get wins against the state championship.
Yeah, I think you've seen that all year long where there's a lot of parity and a lot of teams that can play with each other, a lot of close games back and forth and things like that, a couple upsets here and there. So I don't think there's that one clear team. I think there's 4 or 5 teams in AA that were there this year that could be at the Dome, and it comes down to who's playing really well at the end of the year and who can peak at the right time.
But you mentioned, too, 7 points is not going to get the job done tonight. Huron also knows that 7 points isn't going to be the job to get it done tonight either. But this offense, this defense, if they can replicate what they did the first time, it's going to be they make it really, really tough to score. Pierre outgained Huron by over 100 yards in that week 2 loss, but only scored 7 points. They make it really tough. Not saying it's easy to drive on them, but compared to trying scoring on them, it is pretty easy to drive down the field. They are a team that will let you, the saying of death by 1,000 cuts, you get 999 on them, but they're not letting you get that 1,000th cut. They are very good in the red zone and force you to go 4th down and goal, 4th down and long to try and score points, and their defense is a bend but don't break mentality.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, if you look back at that first game for Pierre, they had a critical fumble at the wrong time, or they had a penalty at the wrong time, and turned the ball over, just make a mistake, miss a block, and get a sack or whatever. And when you're doing that right at the, in the red zone, those are critical. Sometimes you can't overcome those. So I think they're confident that the points are there. All they have to do is just execute and do the things that they have been doing in the last few weeks, and they can have a different outcome.
Well, the Pierre Governors and Huron Tigers coming up here from the Tiger Stadium as we get set for the 11 AA state semifinal. Let's start talking to our coaches. We'll first talk with the Huron Tiger coach, Drew Strand. That is coming up next. Back in 3 minutes. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Hello, friends. This is Pastor Sam at Faith Lutheran Church. We have many blessings to give thanks. A beautiful city on the river, helpful and encouraging friends and neighbors, and of course, our peer athletes. They're the reason for us being here, so let's help them out. I will be praying for our athletes throughout this season. I encourage you to join me in praying for their health and safety as well as their success, both on the field and in the classroom.
We're Faith Lutheran and we are glad you're here.
For over 60 years, Ferding Electric has been powering homes and businesses across central South Dakota. When you need reliable electrical service, trust the experts with decades of experience. Whether it's a simple residential repair, a complex commercial installation, or even electrical work on your farm, Ferding Electric has you covered. And if you're tired of searching everywhere for that hard-to-find bulb, Ferding Electric carries a wide selection of bulbs, including those hard-to-find fluorescent and specialty options. Visit us at 2903 East Elizabeth Street or call today, 605-224-8684.
Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota. Larry Fry Heating and Cooling. You know that feeling when you're exactly where you're meant to be? That's what it feels like to bank at First National Bank Pierre. We're not some big faceless corporation. We're your neighbors. We're the people you see at the grocery store, at the local ball game. We're committed to helping this community grow one person at a time. Need a loan for your new home? Or maybe you're starting that business you've always dreamed of. Our team is here ready to listen and help you find the right financial solution. Because at First National Bank in Pierre, we believe in hometown banking. Visit us at one of our 2 locations in Pierre or our Fort Pierre location. First National Bank, your hometown bank. The entire team at Carson Erickson Roofing sends our heartfelt thanks to our local veterans. You stand for service and reliability. We strive to bring the same standard to every roof we install. Carson Erickson Roofing, protect your home today. As we welcome back to the pregame show here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Join me as Coach Drew Strand of the Huron Tigers as we get set for the 11 AA semifinal in Huron tonight. And Coach, it's good talking to you again. And we go all the way back to week 2 right now. I'll start off talking about that week 2 matchup where Huron got the best of Pierre 13-7. Obviously, Pierre has changed a little bit of their personnel on who's the quarterback, who's been in the backfield. All those things have kind of changed a little bit. Is there anything that you really take from that week 2 matchup preparing for this game going into tonight?
I think, as our guys come into this game, we're just taking, kind of the physicality that we played with and the things that we did in week 2 against them. I know our team all season long has stayed true to who they are and what they want to do. And just coming out and being physical, I think our team has proved that they can play with anybody when they come out with a little bit of an attitude and be physical. So that's kind of the takeaway we're taking from week 2.
The last 2 weeks, you faced the Brookings Bobcats. You finished the regular season. You lost 22-14. Then you come back and win 7-2 over the Bobcats in the first round of the playoffs. and especially because you face this team a second time, and obviously you're familiar with it when you get into the playoffs. You usually face a team that you faced the first time, but going back to back, what's kind of the biggest takeaway from losing week 9 of the season and then coming back and winning the next week? What's kind of the biggest takeaway to that you were able to share with the guys?
Our guys, they've always been able to come out, all season long and just, find ways to be successful. And I think, that Brookings game was kind of just a refresher for our guys. It hurt us a little bit in the rankings, but, when you go into the playoffs in AA, it's pretty much anybody plays everybody the whole way through. So we're looking forward to moving through the playoffs. And just from that game of just us just kind of refocusing back on, trying to find our attitude back and those things and hold our team accountable. That game, looking at both defenses, it's two of the best defenses, in 11 AA this season, with Brookings only giving up 13 points a game and us giving up 12, 13 points a game. So we knew it was going to be a close game either way at its all. And Brookings defense has held a lot of good teams this year to low-scoring games, and so we kind of knew that going in. And so we just have to find ways to be more effective offensively moving forward.
Going off of that point, kind of a twofold question. First is kind of an obvious, but another question. What have you seen differently from Pierre on film than what you saw at the beginning of the season?
They're running a little more conventional style of offense, with more of a square-based lineman. We got a few more quarterback runs in that I noticed, having that other quarterback in. But, they got athletes running around at wide receiver, and you got to be able to contain those two guys. And then, being able to contain their quarterback, and even, I thought their senior quarterback was pretty shifty and things like that. And so it's kind of the same game plan of, just kind of get those guys in positions and give those quarterbacks, for Pierre different looks. And I think our defense will, hopefully come together with a good game plan coming into this game of just mixing up different looks so he doesn't see the same thing over and over again and kind of makes his reads a little cloudy for him. And then just being able to contain him, from running the ball. He does a good job of extending plays with his feet and making those plays happen. And so we just got to, come back with that same physical game that we played him in week 2 and the other games that we've played other teams with, and just, make tackles and stop them the first time instead of having them break tackles. And then offensively, we got to be able to finish drives. We just got to come together as a team and really work and push forward for that and give our guys the best offensive play calls, to have success in situations.
You just kind of mentioned it too about this, being able to stop the run and the quarterback run, and obviously, you're not going to tip your game plan or anything like that. But this Pierre team has scored 40-plus points in the last 4 straight games, and you mentioned too how good the Huron defense has been. How big of a challenge and how much fun of a challenge is it to be able to go in and challenge this Huron defense and say, hey, we get to stop. We have to stop one of the best offenses. We get an opportunity to stop one of the best offenses as of late in 11 AA.
Yep, our guys have always kind of lived up to that role. We like being, kind of the underdog, and I know the rankings, it depends what rankings you look at for what it is, but every time somebody kind of second guesses the Huron defense is kind of when they kind of find that attitude and really show off. So I'm excited, to see them kind of go out here tonight and see what they're kind of made of. And, they've proved to everybody in 11 AA what type of defense they are and have been all season long. And so it's exciting to see them guys go against a team like this and a coaching staff from Pierre that does pretty well, putting guys in the right spots. And so it'll be a fun matchup for our defense to kind of go out there and just continue to do what they've done all season, and that's prove, to everybody kind of how good they are and how good they can be. And so as long as they stay true to their fundamentals and their keys, I think they'll be all right and have fun flying around tonight.
A couple more questions here. Well, let's talk about your offense. Anderson Porsche has thrown for almost 1,300 yards offensively. You have several different guys. You have 5 different guys that have caught at least over 100 yards of passing, which makes it dangerous. And then Landon Holst, your guy in the backfield. And obviously you have Porsche that has run for over 500 yards as well. But from Jeff Duffy, it's the first Huron Tiger since 2002 to rush for over 1,000 yards. Him specifically, and obviously, the offense is able to do a lot because of Holst, and he's able to do a lot because of the other weapons you have. But being able to have that type of dimension of being able to run and throw the football, and Holst being able to be back there, how big is that? How comfortable is that for a coaching staff for the Huron Tigers to have someone like him in the backfield?
Yep, just having him in the backfield, he creates the explosive plays, and having, a lineman group in front of him now that's been together for 2 full seasons, moving into this postseason is just the communication and all the things that they understand and do. And we're been able to throw in different types of run plays and different looks to keep teams, kind of guessing on what we're doing and where the ball's going with, whether it's the backfield action or the lineman up front. And so just being able to continue to do that with those guys being, behind each other for 2 years has been just phenomenal and awesome as, our coaching staff goes in and the things that they're capable to understand and do week in and week out, game planning. And then, adding Blake Elwine halfway through the season to our wide receiver core of having a 6'9" guy and a tight end at 6'5", and then even Mason Jurgens and Riley and the other wide receivers with James Schultz, out there. And those guys do a fantastic job of, running their routes hard and getting to where they're doing and understanding, they might not be the guy who gets the ball that time, but their routes are still ran with purpose and reason behind it. So it's been nice as an offensive guy myself, and even our offensive coordinator and all of our staff to be able to, just adjust game planning wise and be able to throw different things at teams. And so there's a lot of guys on our offense that have put in a lot of work and have seen results this season. And so we just got to continue to do that and be successful and, take care of things on offense by not having turnovers.
All right, we'll wrap up. Final question. The biggest key for the Huron Tigers to get the win tonight and advance to that 11 AA state championship?
Just come out, be physical, and play the football, that we played all year long with, of being physical and taking care of ourselves and holding each other accountable. I think, we do those. We're at the point of the season where there's only 4 teams left, and, whichever team can come out and play the most perfect football game and have the least amount of mental errors is going to see next week in the Dome.
Coach, appreciate the time. As always, good talking to you once again, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
That's head coach Drew Strand of the Huron Tigers. Back with more of the pregame show next here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
The Pierre Governors are ready for the football playoffs, and we're ready to cheer them on. Time to get loud, time to get proud. Heading to the game, Beck Motor Company has the perfect Chevy to get you there in style. From the family-friendly Equinox to the power-packed Silverado to the spacious Traverse, we've got your ride covered no matter where the game takes you. And whether you need a quick oil change or a new set of tires, Beck Motor Company has got you and your ride ready for whatever's next. Go Pierre Govs. Beck Motor Company is your trusted local Chevy dealership for all your automotive needs. River Bottom Sanitation, your locally owned waste management company serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre communities. Contact River Bottom Sanitation for your residential and commercial pickups. Now River Bottom Sanitation is your source for all your roll-off needs. River Bottom Sanitation in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Give them a call for pricing at 605-222-1120. River Bottom Sanitation. That's 605-222-1120.
Mornings are crazy, but my breakfast doesn't have to suffer. Thank goodness for Branding Iron. Seriously, I just used their app. Done. I grab my takeout coffee and breakfast sandwich on the way to work. And for lunch, it's the best quality food with a daily lunch special. My food is ready when I need it, and it makes my whole day better. Your best day starts and ends with the Branding Iron Bistro. Ordering breakfast, coffee, or lunch right from the app. Download the Branding Iron Bistro app today. Quality branded right.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. You'll find a great selection of quality new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep vehicles, plus a great selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take good care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and body shop, along with a friendly financing team that'll do their best to get you into your next new or pre-owned vehicle with financing that fits your budget. Wagner Auto is your local family-owned full-service dealership in Pierre. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
One place to go.
As we welcome you back to the pregame show here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports, it is just about time for the 11 AA semifinal. Joining me is Coach Steve Steele, the Pierre Governors. And, Coach, you get down to this point of the season and the fun, the atmosphere, the intensity of everything starts to pick up. You guys are on the road tonight against Huron, a team you saw back in week 2. And we'll open up with this question. We mentioned it a little bit on Friday, but this Pierre Governor team, especially offensively, looks a lot different than what they did in week 2, both with just personnel. From the first standpoint, the personnel is a little bit different from week 2. So when you start to build, and when you were building this game plan for this week,
there probably wasn't a much offensively that you took from the film from week 2, right?
Yeah, there's not a ton. I mean, you can kind of see how they line up to things. We've got a couple formations that are still in, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's you're focusing on what you've done recently. So it hasn't been a ton that we've gone that far back on.
But then looking at Huron, obviously, maybe again you don't take a lot from week 2, but you can at least see what they did in week 2 and what they've done in the last couple of weeks. What stands out that maybe has changed or is just different with this Huron Tiger team?
Yeah, I think the biggest part, I mean, they're really sound defensively. They do a great job. They really want to keep things in front of them and force you to really dink and dunk your way down the field. And, they do a great job at ending drives in the red zone, at forcing turnovers. So, I mean, it's a challenge. It's kind of the opposite of the defense we faced last week, where T was an aggressive style defense. They wanted to get after you right away, get the ball back to their offense, but they took some chances in coverage. So a little bit of a mindset flip for everybody this week, just because it's, again, the personality of the defense is almost the exact opposite of the one we just played.
Going back to that Sturgis game, you scored 44 points in that game, and you scored 40 points every game since then as well. And a team that Huron wants to has on their schedule and in their final scores have limited a lot of teams offensively. How important it is to score right away, but also how important it is for this offense to not be frustrated if the points don't come right away for this team.
Yeah, the most important part is just we've got to have good drives. And I think we had a lot of good drives last time, and we fell victim in the red zone 4 out of 5, in the game. So finishing drives is going to be crucial. But it's going to be all part of whatever it takes to win the game. And it may not be scoring right away. You want to score every drive, but it can be a field position game too. You don't want to give Huron's offense a short field, as that's where they've really had some success, over the season. So hopefully we can find ways to drive the ball, but then ultimately cash in when we do get down in the red zone.
Well, and this offense too, Jaron Deal, the quarterback, Porter Hunsley, your running back. Obviously, Caleb Lounsbury and Kay Duchesneau were your starting quarterback and tailback in week 2. The dynamic that those two guys have that makes this offense obviously a different look with two different guys back there, but what those two guys can do to help open everything up offensively in this game tonight.
Yeah, they're kind of thunder and lightning, just those two. I think there's, you hear it in college and other things where they've got thunder and lightning backs, but, we kind of have them both in the backfield at the same time right now. Porter had a couple really, really tough runs last week where he got probably 20, 30 yards. 20, 30 yards, all being after contact, in some situations. So, when you've got someone with that kind of power, that's exciting to watch. And then, Jaron's the flashback there, and, you blink and he's gone. And so hopefully that dynamic pays off, being able to play with both of those guys there. And then, hopefully we can find ways to still throw the football.
This Huron team also offensively for them, they scored just 7 points but got the win. They've don't score a lot of points, but they are obviously holding teams to a few points. But when you look at the Governor defense and what you guys have been able to do the last several weeks in this 4-game winning streak as well, what stands out to being able to continue that against a team that is struggling? Obviously, the confidence can be pretty high for a team saying, hey, we are able to stop this team. We did it the first time, we can do it again, but to make sure that happens tonight and keep Huron from scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, we got to tackle. That's the most important part. Their running back's doing really well on the season. He's had a great year. He's a big, strong kid, tough to bring down, so we've got to tackle him very well. But, other than that, I think the thing that stands out with Huron's offense is they don't put their defense in bad situations. They take care of the ball. They trust field position. I don't look at them as a team that wants to take a ton of chances. Semifinals, anything can happen. I'm sure they've got things ready to take chances with, but I don't think that's their MO. Looking at the personality of their offense over the course of the season.
An opportunity. We've seen this Governor team been able to go on the road and win the state semifinal many different times, obviously, because in the last 8 straight years, the Governors have been in the state championship. Not every semifinal has been on the road, but the Governors have been able to do that. The excitement level of being on the road. Obviously, you'd love to be at Hollister Field tonight, but being on the road tonight, how exciting is it to be able to go into the enemy territory and try and get a win tonight?
Yeah, I actually think for this particular crew, they wanted this game on the road. They wanted a shot at redemption. We know we lost here in week 2, but this is the one that matters. And everybody understands this is the one that matters. So I think this crew in particular, they didn't want to be at home this week. They wanted this game in this location, and they wanted it for all the marbles.
Well, and overall, biggest key for the Governors to get the win tonight and advance to the 11 AA state championship.
Yeah, offensively, we got to win the red zone. We can't afford to go 1 for 5 again, but we got to win the red zone. And defensively, I think we've got to kind of kill their drives a little early. They want to play that ball position game, and we've got to make sure that we can stymie that. And at the same point, we got to be ready for anything that comes out. This semifinal game on both sides, I don't think either team's going to leave anything in their pocket if they need it.
Coach, appreciate the time as always. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, John.
Back with more of the pregame show next here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Honey, isn't it amazing?
What?
The sacrifice, the dedication, the grit. They really set an example, don't they?
Oh, well, no question. Today's high school athletes are truly special.
Not the athletes.
Well, who?
The officials.
Oh.
Today's student athletes are truly special. But there's something pretty great about the men and women who officiate their games, too. Like the way they're giving back to their communities. Officiating is a terrific way to stay in shape, meet new people, and stay connected to the game you love. But the biggest reason of all? We need more qualified high school officials here in South Dakota. And without them, the rest of us would have a whole lot less to cheer about. High school games need officials. High school sports need you.
Great call, Rob!
Yeah!
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Hello, friends. This is Pastor Sam at Faith Lutheran Church. We have many blessings to give thanks. A beautiful city on the river, helpful and encouraging friends and neighbors, and of course, our peer athletes. They're the reason for us being here, so let's help them out. I will be praying for our athletes throughout this season. I encourage you to join me in praying for their health and safety as well as their success, both on the field and in the classroom.
We're Faith Lutheran and we are glad you're here.
For over 60 years, Ferding Electric has been powering homes and businesses across central South Dakota. When you need reliable electrical service, trust the experts with decades of experience. Whether it's a simple residential repair, a complex commercial installation, or even electrical work on your farm, Ferding Electric has you covered. And if you're tired of searching everywhere for that hard-to-find bulb, Ferding Electric carries a wide selection of bulbs, including those hard-to-find fluorescent and specialty options. Visit us at 2903 East Elizabeth Street or call today, 605-224-8684.
Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in central South Dakota. As we welcome you back, we are getting set for kickoff between the Pierre Governors and the Huron Tigers. Joe Winkler alongside Mendel Miller as coin toss will take place here in just a moment. Mendel, this is going to be shaping up to be this is football weather. It is cold for us up here, but it is football weather to a T, and it's going to be a lot of fun tonight to watch these two teams battle.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it is football weather for the players. I think it's about perfect for them. Not a lot of wind, just a light breeze, but we're here second week and it was warm and windy, and there was about 20% of the fans that are in the stands compared to tonight. So it's playoff time, and you can feel the excitement.
Yeah, cold weather is not stopping the Huron fans. It's not stopping the Pierre Governor fans. It is going to be a hectic night tonight and a loud crowd from both sides of the football as the coin toss is taking place. And, Mendel, I think one of the things for the Huron Tigers, what they want to do, and we're going to see here soon, but they probably want to win the toss. Obviously, they don't get to call it, but if they win the toss, they want to probably take the football right away.
Yeah, I would think so. I think they'd want to, their coach alluded to the fact that they're physical and they want to play defense, but I think they're really proud of their offense, and they want to get a chance to get on top early.
And they did win the toss.
Huron has won the toss. He has elected to receive.
And that's exactly what they're going to do.
That's why you get the big bucks, John. Look at that.
I've said it a lot of times. I said the smartest thing for a team to do against the Pierre Governors over this stretch of the last 9 years, take the football first.
Right.
Got to take the football first. And especially the way this defense is, if your offense can go down and score, that opens up so much more for this defense for Huron. And there's not much you can do because of 50-50 toss, and why football and NFL has changed it to be that both teams get to possess the ball in overtime now, because you're leaving it to a chance. So, yeah, you only get a 50-50 shot receiving the ball first. But Pierre wanted to get the ball first. I think both teams they want to go score right away and put the pressure on the other team going into this AA semifinal.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, like I say, I think both teams are confident in their offense, and it certainly gives the defense a lot of confidence and just helps everybody's attitude if you can just take that first possession and go down and put it in the end zone.
So Landon Holst and Mason Juergens will be back deep to try and reinsert this punt or this kick, and we are just about set for football here on this Friday night's 11 AA semifinal. The winner will move on to the 11 AA state championship in a nice warm Dakota Dome next Friday against either Yankton or Sturgis. If it is Sturgis, whoever wins this game will be the home team on the scoreboard. If it's Yankton, whoever wins this game will be the road team on the scoreboard. That doesn't matter, though, on the neutral side. What matters also is right now, as Carter Templeton will kick this one away, and we are underway here in the 11 AA state semifinal, as it will be taken by Holst here on the near side. He's going to get to around the 23-yard line, and that is where the Huron Tigers will set up shop to open up this ball game. Anderson Porsche, he has thrown for over 1,000 yards, nearly 1,300 yards. He's run for over 500, but Landon Holst, the featured back, at 1,024 yards. First Tiger to do it since 2002. It's been 23 years since the Huron Tigers had over 1,000 yards rushing in that backfield, and they will go with that pistol formation, the single back, to open up this ball game. And we already get a whistle before we even get started. It took four seconds off the clock. Now they're going to get the play clock back up to 25. And now it's going to be the shotgun formation. Two receivers on the far side. Governor defense will see if they want to bring pressure. Porsche will get a run right away. He's hit just past the line of scrimmage. And from the 23-yard line where they started, he'll get to around the 27, a gain of 4, and a second down and medium here for Huron.
Yeah, real safe right off the bat. Just a quarterback power with the running back leading the way off left tackle. Good gain for the first play, and just get the cobwebs knocked out.
Reagan Durskin, Jackson Greenfield, Charlie Martin, Gordon Caldwell, and Nolan Staley from left to right on that starting line for the Huron Tigers. Three juniors and 2 seniors on the starting line. From the pistol, handoff here, going left side, up the middle. Will Eilers getting over to make the tackle, but it'll be third down and short. Landon Holst got the carry. He's going to get to around it'll be a gain of about 5, and it's going to be third down and 1.
Yeah, another good run, right up the middle, trying to establish that run game. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Holst must have been all ESD at running back. So you want to rely on your better players right off the bat. Get them the ball, get them involved.
10:45 left to go here in the first quarter. Holst in the backfield. They will get the tight end and Blake Elwine here at the near side. 2 receivers on the near side as well. Governors with 2 down linemen right now. It's going to be a design run for Porsche. He's going to have a first down. He's going to be cut down by Sonnenschein, but enough for a first down as he got to the 34. He needed just that one. He got 2, and it's 1st and 10 for Huron.
Yeah, really nice play by Sonnenschein there, filling it from his safety position, running that gap. Makes a tackle for a short gain, but enough for the first down. And again, when Huron can stay in 3rd and short, that opens up a lot of things for them.
And you're going to see this take a long time. Not so much a long time, but they're going to take their time. They want to control the clock tonight. Their defense, they feel like if they can limit the possessions for the Governors, that defense doesn't need to get 8 to 10 stops. They can just get 4 or 5 stops and be enough to win a football game. Here's back to pass, throwing over the top, and that'll be incomplete. Sonnenschein, make that. Porter Hunsley was back there, and Sonnenschein, and it threw over the top of his intended receiver for Carter Porish, the other tight end. They go with a 2 tight end look, and it's incomplete on the first pass of the game for Anderson Porish, 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Porish was open there and just airmailed it a little bit over him and then over Sonnenschein as well, who was trailing the play, playing had good position, but the ball thrown over everybody.
Carter Porish, Blake Elwine, took Carter Porish, the tight end. Mason Juergens, Blake Elwine, Riley Winiger, the 3 receivers in the starting lineup on the offensive side. Toss play left side as Holst will cut it back up the middle. He's going to get past the 35 to around the 38, a gain of 4, and it's going to be 3rd down and 6. A lot of Governors got in on the tackle. This Governor defense, Max Bogenhagen, Devin Binger, and Cooper Twilliger, the 3 guys up front. Lincoln Schoenhardt, Hudson Schaefer, Sam Larson, and Will Eitlers, the linebackers. Logan Whitty, Aiden Beam, the corners. And Sonnenschein and Porter Hunsley, the safety, for the starting lineup. So gain of 3, 3rd down and 7. Another big opportunity for the Governors and an early big 3rd down. 9:15 to go here in the first quarter. First possession of the ball game. Governors are showing blitz, and they'll back away from it. Porish, he'll scramble out of the pocket. He's going to throw. He was hit as he throws, and it falls incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down, and Huron will have to punt the ball away.
Yeah, Terwilliger there with good pressure from behind. He evaded the first rush, but Terwilliger closed quickly from behind and influenced that pass. It was nowhere close to the receiver.
So that 6-play drive will stall out with 9:07 to go. And a punt will be coming up to the Pierre Governors. And a big first possession stop. And the punt away from the punter in Porish, and it will be out of bounds. And we'll see where they spot it, but the Governors will have pretty good field position here. As the referee got to the spot where it landed, and he'll stop at the 40-yard line. So 9:07 left to go here. Make that 9:01 left to go here in the first quarter. And it is 1st and 10 for the Governors on their own 40. And it is Jaron Deal that will lead the offense out. Jaron Deal along with the tailback Porter Hunsley. It was Caleb Lounsbury and Cade Ducheneau, the starters in week 2. Lounsbury obviously out with a broken wrist. He is done for the year. So Deal the quarterback, Hunsley now the running back. 2 receivers here on the near side. On the first play from scrimmage, it'll be handoff for Porter Hunsley. Right up the middle, he's able to get a big hole and get 8 yards on the first down carry out to the Governor 48. And a good first run there for Porter Hunsley, who's going to be featured quite a bit here tonight.
Yeah, very similar to what Huron did on their first play. Just a real basic handoff up the middle, try to establish something. Pierre line did a really good job and opened up a nice hole for him.
Porter Hunsley coming into this game, 126 yards on 20 carries. 2 receivers here near side, 2nd down and 2 from the Governor 48-yard line with 8:25 remaining in the first quarter. Design run for Deal going right side. He breaks free and will get to the 40-yard line to the Huron Tigers, down to the 39. That is a big 13-yard gain on the first down for the Governors.
Yeah, you've already seen the thunder and lightning that Coach Steele referred to in the pregame comments. You know, Hunsley straight up the middle on the power, and then Deal just goes around the right side. Just really close to breaking that one, just so quick.
And a reminder, too, Pierre had over 100 yards more of offense against Huron and only scored those 7 points. This will be a handoff as the defense trying to pull down Porter Hunsley, and that big man just keeps turning his legs, and Porter Hunsley gets a first down, gets a big gain on first down. He was hit maybe a yard past the line of scrimmage and ends up picking about 6 or 7 yards.
Yeah, absolutely. He was dragging people the whole way. No easy yards on that run, but a punishing run from Hunsley.
6 foot, 180-pound sophomore Porter Hunsley. 2nd down and 5, officially gain of 5 at the 34-yard line. Deal going right side, gets a nice hold, cuts it back for that far side. He'll get near the first down marker, and they're already blowing the whistle to stop the clock because it will be a first down. A gain of 5, and it will be a first down for the Governors.
Yeah, a real similar play to Deal's first carry. Just takes a snap, Hunsley leads him around the right side, picks the first alley he sees, first gap he sees, cuts it up and gets good yardage.
1st and 10 now from the 29-yard line with 7:10 to go here in the first quarter. 2 receivers here near side. Also a reminder that Carter Schuffelbein is only 5 catches away from breaking a school record and 160 yards away from breaking another school record. We'll see if he gets that tonight, or maybe if they can win this game and get next week. Here's a spin move by Porter Hunsley as he was caught up at the line that was 5 yards down the field. He'll pick up those 5 yards to the now 24, and the Governors continue. 5 yards per gain is going to be pretty good all night if the Governors can get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now there's no need to change it. The offensive line is creating space for the running back and for Deal to run, and 5 yards a pop, you can be pretty successful moving the ball.
Governors, that offensive line, Colton Cass, Max Schmitz, Bryson Wallman, Max Bogenhagen, Spencer Olivier on that offensive line. Deal's first pass, instead it'll be a QB draw right up the middle. He's to the 15, to the 10. He will get down to around the 8-yard line. A big run for Jaron Deal, 16 yards, and the Governors have 1st and goal.
Yeah, design quarterback run there. They show pass, but the receivers are blocking downfield from the get-go. Deal just tucks it up and runs. Once he cracks the line of scrimmage, he's got a lot of room there.
7th play of the drive coming up, 1st and goal for the Governors. 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter. These DBs play very far back when they're not goal line to go or inside the red zone, and the Governors can take advantage of that by having those receivers start blocking down the field immediately and be able to give a lot more room for Jaron Deal. This will be a design run again for Deal. He gets a big hole right side, trying to power his way to the end zone, and he's going to be stopped short by the 1-yard line. Maybe at the 2, but a gain of 6 or 7 again for Jaron Deal, and it's 2nd and goal for the Govs.
Yeah, we had a really good angle on that again. Pierre's really using the right side of their offensive line, creating big holes. Deal had a good alley there and just about put it in, just tried to run over the last defender.
2nd and goal from the 2. Gain of 6 for Jaron Deal. 40 yards rushing in this drive for Deal, 18 for Porter Hunsley. With 5:10 to go, it'll be a toss left side for Hunsley. He's going to get to the end zone for a touchdown. And the Governors are on the board on their first drive, but there is a flag, which might push the Governors back. We'll hear from our official for the first time tonight. Did not catch the number.
68 maybe?
Was it 68 or 55? 68, so no 68, maybe 58 Bryson Wallman or 55 Max Schmitz. Either way, it does push the Governors outside of their own, outside the Huron 10-yard line, and a 10-yard penalty, the first penalty of either side tonight.
And, you know, we go back to that first game when we talked about the red zone issues that Pierre had, the untimely penalties and the turnovers or the drop snaps and things like that. Just unfortunate, a mistake again.
2nd and goal from now the 12. Jaron Deal looks to pass. He's going to roll to his right. He is still moving. Another flag will come in. Deal will get to the end zone, and he is in for another touchdown, but I think the Governors are going to back up again. Another hold is going to get called, I believe, against the Pierre Governors. That was Max Bogenhagen that gets called for the hold. And so now instead of 2nd and goal from the 12, it's now 2nd and goal from the 22. And 2 penalties of 20 yards on back-to-back plays. And this is where, you know, obviously whatever Huron does in the red zone defense is working, because I think a lot of teams end up getting penalties called against them in the red zone. Whatever they're doing really works to keep teams out. And again, high school football, it's a chip shot in the NFL and college. It's not a chip shot for really any high school kicker unless you're going to be a Division I college kicker right away. So it becomes 4-down territory. 2nd and goal from the 22 with 4:59 left to go. Deal, look to pass, he'll throw, swing near side. Shufflebine makes his first catch. He'll try and get through, but he's got nowhere to go. Might have been a loss of 1, and it's 3rd and goal now for the Governors from outside the 20-yard line. Shufflebine makes his first catch, and he gives nothing on that first catch, and it's 3rd down and goal from the 22.
Yeah, really nice defensive play there by Huron. Their corner fights off the block. He's still engaged with the block and is able to wrap up and bring down Shufflebine in the open field.
4:20 remaining here in the first quarter. 2 receivers far side. Empty backfield for Jaron Deal. Carter Shufflebine by himself on the near side. Deal looking that way. Now he's going to roll to his left. Now he's going to look to throw to the end zone for Shufflebine, who's open, keeps his feet in. It is a touchdown for the Governors. From 22 yards out, Shufflebine, second catch, and the Govs score with 4:06 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, really nice catch there. Really nice pass by Deal. You know, he rolls left, he feels the pressure, rolls left, keeps his eyes up downfield, finds Shufflebine in the corner of the end zone and threw a laser right on the mark. And Shufflebine keeps his feet in bounce, and Governors are on the board.
A 60-play drive for the, or 60-yard drive for the Governors. Not a 60-play drive, that would be wild. Carter Templeton will be on for the extra point, but it is a 6-0 lead here for the Governors right now, and the extra point from Templeton will be up. It will be good. It is a 7-0 lead here with 4:06 to go in the first quarter. Back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
The Pierre Governors are ready for the football playoffs, and we're ready to cheer them on. Time to get loud, time to get proud. Heading to the game, Beck Motor Company has the perfect Chevy to get you there in style. From the family-friendly Equinox to the power-packed Silverado to the spacious Traverse, we've got your ride covered no matter where the game takes you. And whether you need a quick oil change or a new set of tires, Beck Motor Company has got you and your ride ready for whatever's next. Go Pierre Govs. Beck Motor Company is your trusted local Chevy dealership for all your automotive needs.
So it was a 6-play, make that 9-play, 60-yard drive, and a 22-yard touchdown throw from Jaron Deal to Carter Shufflebine. And the Pierre Governors open up with the lead, 7-0 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. A really good first possession there, Mendel, for this Governor team. And that's a big step to beating this Huron team, is getting out in front of them. They're a team that can get a lead and hold on to a lead very well. It's a team that doesn't play from behind very often, hasn't had to most of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, Pierce started out with the ground game and really staying ahead of the sticks, and then they overcome the 2 penalties with the big pass plays.
Mason Jurgens over on that far side. He's going to be wrapped up and thrown down at around the 25-yard line, and that's where Huron will start their second possession. 4:01 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 lead for the Governors. It was a 6-play drive where Huron did not get past midfield. They really, they only gained 14 yards. They will spot it at the 26 for this second possession here for the Tigers. Landon Holst, 2 carries for 8 yards. Anderson Porsche, 2 carries for 6 yards. He's 0 for 2 passing the ball right now here in the first quarter. 2 receivers here on the near side. Shotgun formation, 1st and 10 from the Tiger 26-yard line. 3 down linemen for the Governors, showing hard, showing blitz. Will he come with the pressure? Instead, he'll go with the zone. Throw will come to the near side. The catch will be made in the flat, nearly stripping the ball free. And it was Porter Hunsley, but the catch was made by Jurgens, and it turns into a small gain on the first completion of the night. More of a 7-yard game, more of a medium game for Jurgens.
Yeah, you know, he's kind of their possession receiver, a little smaller. You're worried about those 6'5", 6'7", 6'9" guys out on the edges, and then he's working underneath and kind of got a one-on-one that Hunsley does a good job with.
2 receivers far side. 2nd down and 3 from outside the 30-yard line now. Handoff for Holst, right up the middle, big hole. He's going to first down as he'll get to around the 45-yard line. He was tripped up at the last moment. The Governors are able to get to him, but it's a big run for Holst as he'll get out to the 46-yard line. And a gain of about 13 for Holst.
Yeah, a little eye candy there in the backfield with the jet sweep look, and probably had some linebackers flowing with that, and then they hit you with Holst back up the middle behind you. Pretty effective play.
Biggest run of the night for Holst. Now it'll be an option play for Porsche. He will toss it left side for Holst, and Landon Holst will be thrown backwards, but ends up being forward, and Holst will pick up about 8 yards, and it's 2nd down and 2, and the Huron Tigers have something cooking here on their second drive as they're past midfield to the Governor 46-yard line.
Yeah, a little speed option look there. Makes the defensive end come in, makes a good pitch, and Hunsley has to come up again and make the tackle from the safety spot. They're getting Pierre in kind of one-on-one situations right now and winning those battles.
2:20 remaining here in the first quarter. 2nd down and 2 from the Governor 46-yard line. 2 receivers near his side. Again, Schoenhardt looking to show pressure, and he will bring the pressure. Porsche will go to his left. Now he'll backpedal. He's going to throw it down the field. He's going to throw it well out of play, just getting rid of it. And it's going to be 3rd down and 12. And Coach Steele is saying, hey, that's going to be intentional grounding, right? He wasn't outside the tackle box, but the referee is walking the other side, walking away from Coach Steele, and I don't think he's going to win that argument, and it's just 3rd down and 2.
There's a couple of receivers over there, but obviously throwing it away. Probably not going to get that call too often, but it's worth a try for sure. But on defense, looks like the Governor's walking Schoenhardt down, starting out on the slot receiver, but walking down and showing blitz off the end almost every play.
2 receivers far side here. 3rd down and 2 from the Governor 46. They have to get to the 44-yard line. It'll be an option play right side for Porsche. He will pitch it for Holst, and he's going to 1st down. There could have been a block in the back against Aiden Beam from the Tigers, but it will be a 1st down for Holst as they'll get inside the 35 to the 34, a gain of 12 on that 3rd down run. That was very close for a block in the back against the Tigers, but it was not called, and the 1st down for the Tigers, they have it at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, once again, that sprint option, getting out there, getting into space, and really good blocking on the perimeter. Those taller wide receivers for Huron are locking up and making some good blocks and creating that alley for the running back.
Just 100 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. The Tigers are at the Governor 34. From the shotgun, rolling to the left is Porsche. Now he's going to backpedal, go to his right. There's a hold that will come in against Huron. They'll throw it down the field, look into the end zone. It is caught. It will be a touchdown, but there's another flag that comes in. It's not going to stand no matter what, but is it an offensive pass interference, which is, that's a 15-yard penalty. You're going to take that call instead of the 10-yard hold and make it 1st and 25.
Yeah, that certainly looked like he pushed off, created that space to make the catch. So I think it's going to be two penalties committed by Huron.
That was Blake Elwine, I believe, that made the catch. The big 6'9", 210 senior wide receiver who did not play to start the season but came out later in the year, and he's a big target to go after in the passing game. And we'll hear it will be they're gonna get the pass interference, so back him up 15 yards.
Holding offense, number 20. That penalty is declined. Pass interference, number 81 offense. That penalty is accepted. 15-yard penalty, 3-play 1st down.
Excuse me, it was Carter Porsche that made that catch. He's the one that gets called for the offensive pass interference. So it will back them all the way up to the Governor 49-yard line. A 15-yard penalty makes it 1st and 25. They have to get to the Governor 24 now with 1:25 remaining here in the first quarter. So all the way back to midfield. They got to get basically half the distance to the end zone to pick up another 1st down. 2 receivers out far side. Porsche will look to his left. Porsche is still looking. Now he'll throw his check down man. The catch is going to be made on that far side and out of bounds. And nearly, as Blake Elwine makes the catch, is nearly almost too late, but at least from this angle, it looked like it could almost been too late. But Elwine does pick up 3 yards back, and it's 2nd down and 22. As Elwine makes his first catch of the night.
Really good defense by the Governors there. Looked like they were trying to set up maybe a tunnel screen or something like that, but Pierre didn't rush as hard as maybe they have before, and that really cluttered things up. It didn't give him a clean look, threw the timing off, and then he finally just had to toss it out there and get what he could.
2nd down and 22 from the 46-yard line. We'll try and check scores as we go along throughout the night. Of course, that 11 AA game is the one of interest, which is 14-7 right now for Yankton. Throw over the middle, bobble catch. Jurgens able to hold on to it, and he is driven down. It'll be 3rd down and long, well beyond the sticks right now, as that big hit coming from the Governors, and it's third and long.
Yeah, Eilers with a nice hit there. And read it well. That bobble, you know, you got to watch the ball in your hands. You make that bobble, you can't turn up field as quickly, and Eilers took advantage of that and put him down with a good form tackle. But, you know, third and long, tough situation here. Got to take away, play a little deeper, give them a little cushion.
Third down and 18, officially a gain of 4. 3 receivers here on the near side. Obvious passing down. Porish will lob it down the field. It's going to be a jump ball up in the air. 1 foot, is it still in? There is a flag that comes in. Was the catch made by Elwine or not? They're going to say he was out of bounds. So the catch does not count, but is it a pass interference against the Governors? It really didn't look like there was much of anything from either side. A little bit of hand fight, a little bit of both guys just trying to get position. I think they're going to say it's not a catch. The Huron fans are already obviously not happy about it not being a catch. But now the other side is the pass interference against someone. Was it illegal touching by someone? Well, we'll hear the call.
Pass interference. Defense.
So it's a 15-yard penalty against the Governors. Aiden Beam gets called for it. It's still going to be third down, but it's now going to be third down and 3. That's the third penalty against the Governors. It's already 35 yards of penalties against Pierre. But it's third down and very manageable now. Third down, well, it's about 3rd and 4, really.
Yeah, I would agree. I thought there was not much to call for interference there, at least when I saw it. You were right. Porish threw it up, high arch, trying to use his tall receiver. Little hand fighting, maybe a little tic-tac on the penalty, but gives them a 3rd and manageable.
28 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Third down and 3. It is Porish that will throw. He'll look for his receiver. The catch is made in a first down. Get inside the 10-yard line as the catch was made by Riley Winiger. And it's going to be 1st and goal now for the Tigers. And a big third down penalty, and a big third down conversion as they will get it all the way to the 8-yard line. Gain of about 14. Make that gain of 15 on that throw.
Yeah, really nice pattern against a zone defense there. Pierre plays a lot of man, but he just kind of sat down in the zone, showed his numbers to the quarterback, and they hit him for a nice gain.
And that will take us to the end of the first quarter. A 7-0 lead for the Pierre Governors at the end of 1. But the second quarter will continue with this drive at 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. 7-0 lead for the Governors as we head to the second, the 11AA state semifinal. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
You know that feeling when you're exactly where you're meant to be? That's what it feels like to bank at First National Bank Pierre. We're not some big faceless corporation. We're your neighbors. We're the people you see at the grocery store, at the local ball game. We're committed to helping this community grow one person at a time. Need a loan for your new home? Or maybe you're starting that business you've always dreamed of. Our team is here ready to listen and help you find the right financial solution. Because at First National Bank in Pierre, we believe in hometown banking. Visit us at one of our 2 locations in Pierre or our Fort Pierre location. First National Bank, your hometown bank. The entire team at Carson Erickson Roofing sends our heartfelt thanks to our local veterans. You stand for service and reliability. We strive to bring the same standard to every roof we install. Carson Erickson Roofing, protect your home today.
As we welcome you back, it is the start of the second quarter. The Pierre Governors are leading 7-0. American Family Insurance, Brittany Shuffleby scoreboard. John Wickler alongside Mendel Miller. Jen Brazilius back at the station. It is going to be the 9th play of the drive to start this second quarter. Huron is at the 7-yard line officially. They're still at the 8-yard line. 1st and goal for the 8. They had it at the 8, then they put it to the 7 when they switched ends of the field, but it's still at the 8. But they have to 4 plays to try and tie this ball game up, and Mendel, they've really done a good job of taking time on this drive. It's been over 4-minute drive by the time that this drive will come to an end, maybe close to 5 minutes by the time the drive comes to an end. But Huron's done everything to answer back what the Governors did on their first drive.
Yeah, mixing it up with passes.
This will be a keeper for Porish. He's going to get to the end zone. He is in for a touchdown. And the Huron Tigers will score in the first play from the start of the second quarter. And it is a 7-6 ball game. on an 8-yard touchdown run for Anderson Porsche on just his 3rd run of the night.
Yeah, simple play that they opened up with the game with, just a quarterback power off the left tackle, and he walks in there, gets a little bit of a bump at the goal line, but a pretty easy touchdown.
Extra point upcoming. That one will be up, and it will be good, and we are tied from Anderson Porsche. So 7-7 tie now, 11:57 to go here in the second quarter. Back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
River Bottom Sanitation, your locally owned waste management company serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre communities. Contact River Bottom Sanitation for your residential and commercial pickups. Now River Bottom Sanitation is your source for all your roll-off needs. River Bottom Sanitation in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Give them a call for pricing at 605-222-1120. River Bottom Sanitation. That's 605-222-1120.
So a 9-play, 74-yard drive and a touchdown run, 8-yard touchdown run for Anderson Porsche, and we are tied at 7 here at the start of the second quarter on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffle by scoreboard, and a fantastic second drive there, Mendel, for the Huron Tigers.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they were able to overcome penalty just like Pierre did. Only they used the defensive pass interference penalty to make it manageable and then use that momentum to get it in the end zone. So I just checked the score. John, Yankton up 21-7 just before halftime.
That Yankton game, obviously the Sturgis Scoopers won in Sturgis, but now in Yankton, Yankton feels like they've got a really good shot at winning that game at home. This will be a squib kick. The Governors will fall on top of it, as it will be, I believe it was George Rapp that was the one that fell on top of it. So the Governors will still have good field position at the 31-yard line, just their second drive of the ball game with 11:56 to go here in the second quarter. This was the same type of feel that we had last Thursday night when the Governors took on the Teen Titans. And Pierre had just 3 drives, and one of them, the last drive, ended at halftime. They did not get a whole lot of opportunities to score in that first half. And here now, this is just their second drive, and we've got 4 seconds gone in the second quarter. This will be 2 receivers on that far side. Jaron Deal, the quarterback. Porter Hunsley, the running back. Toss play right side. Governors will have some kind of an illegal shift or illegal motion on the illegal formation, excuse me. A referee threw that flag pretty quick, unless it's going to be something against Huron for maybe a sideline warning. But
could have lined up in the neutral zone too.
He threw it to the Governor's side. That's where I feel like maybe it's going to be on Pierre.
Illegal formation, number 12.
So it'll be a 5-yard penalty. They're going to replay first down. That was just first play of the drive. So no official play yet. But it is going to be 1st and 15 now from the 26-yard line instead of the 31 to start this drive. 11:52 to go here in quarter number 2, and the clock will wind. So 2 receivers on that far side. Now they're going to move things over to the near side for Dilgis and Stosher. Carter Shuffle behind the lone receiver on that far side. Dilgis more lined up as a tight end with Cooper Twilliger on the other side. Play clock is down to 4. Deal, the quarterback, he will take the snap and hand off for Hunsley. He's going to be wrapped up, and the Governors haven't had too many losses on their plays offensively in the last couple of weeks, but that will be a loss of 2 for Hunsley, and it's second down and 17.
Yeah, that was a really good play. That's Noah Owen, their lineman, a sophomore lineman, that really defeated the block right off the snap, got in the backfield, and there's just no place for Hunsley to go.
So second down at 17. Governors are a team, they've got big plays. They don't necessarily have to run past the football here, but they will elect to pass as Deal will roll to his right. Looking down the field, throws on the run. There's a catch made, and the Governors will have themselves 3rd and manageable here as the throw, the catch, and jumping grab. Just make sure he held on to it was Cooper Twilliger and his first catch of the night as he'll get out to the 37-yard line. It'll be a gain of 13 for Twilliger on his first catch.
Yeah, designed roll out there by Deal, rolling to his right, strong side, Terwilliger just goes down 15 yards and rolls it out.
3rd down and 4 here for the Governors at their own 37-yard line. 10:15 remaining here in quarter number 2. Play clock is down to 8. 2 receivers on the far side. Deal the lone man in the backfield. He'll drop back to pass. Design run right up the middle. He's going to first down as he'll cross the 45-yard line before he's tripped up. Out to the 47, a gain of 10 on that 3rd down and 4. And another first down for the Governors.
Yeah, quarterback draw there, and Deal does a good job of selling it. Catches the snap, takes a couple steps back, really plants that back foot, and then accelerates up the middle. Again, the receivers are blocking from the get-go design draw.
And you know, these DBs play so far back that if you can just get past the line of scrimmage, and those linebackers are the only thing that's stopping Deal from picking up potentially 10-plus yards every time he runs the football. 2 receivers far side. Shufflebind will go in motion. Deal drops the snap, so it's a broken play. Deal will run with it. He's got enough for a positive gain there. A little bit of some chicken salad there for Jaron Deal after the snap was dropped. Probably going to be a jet sweep, but he'll pick up 7 yards anyway, and it's 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, and really smart play there by Deal. He's a sophomore, and he hasn't played that many varsity games as the starting quarterback, but so many times you'll see a quarterback panic when he drops that snap, and they end up going away from where the play was designed. This time Deal he knew the play was going left. He knew he'd have support over there, so he just goes left and gets a good gain.
Stosher and Dilgis here both looking for the play call. They couldn't see it from that sideline. Play clock down to 3. Deal tells them it's a design run. Deal's met at the line of scrimmage. He's got nowhere to go. He'll lose 1 yard, and it's 3rd down and 4. Second time the Governors have lost a yard on this drive. 3rd and 4 now for the Governors from the Huron 47-yard line.
Yeah, and a little different look there where it's an obvious run from the get-go. There's no selling of the pass, and it's just more of a quarterback power, quarterback dive type of play, and Huron's able to stuff the middle and take away the running lane.
2 receivers here on the near side for Jaron Deal. Empty backfield again for the Governors. See if it's another QB draw or if it's going to be a pass play on 3rd down and 4 from the 47. Shufflebind will come in motion. They'll fake the jet sweep, and then Deal breaks free. 25, 20, 15, 10. Touchdown, Governors! With 7:56 to go, Jaron Deal busts one for 47 yards, and the Govs are back on top, 13-7.
Yeah, real similar play there to what Huron ran earlier and had good success. You get the jet sweep or the shovel pass look, and the defense starts flowing with that, and then they overcommit. And Deal comes back to the weak side and just explodes through the hole, and nobody's going to catch him when he's going down the sideline like that.
6-play drive for the Governors as they go 69 yards down the field. As the extra point from Templeton, that'll be right through the uprights, and it's a 14-7 advantage now on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebind scoreboard as the Governors are on top of Huron. Back in 30 seconds on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Can you tell the difference when a place really cares about the food? My eggs were perfectly cooked this morning, and their burger for lunch, unbeatable. It's that old school quality. Branding Iron Bistro feels like home, but with much better cooking. It's my little midday vacation. Escape the ordinary. Join Pam and hundreds of happy customers at Branding Iron Bistro. We serve breakfast and lunch daily. Branding Iron Bistro. Quality branded right.
6-play, 69-yard drive for the Pierre Governors, 47-yard touchdown run for Jaron Deal, and the Governors are on top 14-7 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebind scoreboard as the Govs now with their total of 154 yards of offense, and they continue from where they picked up from the second half of the first game, because the Pierre team really struggled in that first half. They started to get the offense going. They didn't score as much as they wanted to in that game against Huron back in week 2, but they now, that's what the first touchdown for Shufflebind was technically, while it was second and goal, it was outside the red zone. And there's another time outside the red zone that the Governors were able to score. Obviously, they're 1 for 1 in the red zone because they actually got in there even though they were backed out of it. But a really good start for the Governors offensively, 2 for 2 on their drives. The kickoff, bouncing ball out to the 20-yard line, sliding forward and falling on top of his Landon Holes outside the 20-yard line to around the 23. So the third drive for the Huron Tigers. And with 7:56, so they're actually going to spot him at the 22. 7:56 to go, Mendel, and obviously the Tigers aren't thinking about scoring with no time on the clock, but if you're Huron, you probably feel like you want to either score really quick so you get another chance to possess the ball, or take all the time off the clock so the Governors can't go 2 for 1 on you because they'll get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, there's a lot of time left, and I'm sure they'd like a long drive, but there's a lot of work to do to get that done.
Receiver on that far side as they bunch everybody up the line of scrimmage. Landon Holst will get the handoff, and for the first run of the second quarter for Holst, he will get to around the 26-yard line, a gain of 4. Sun and shine on the tackle, as Holst is up to 45 yards on 6 carries. So 87 yards in total offense now for the Huron Tigers. Anderson Porish, who has that 8-yard touchdown run, the lone scorer for the Tigers, and they're going to have to score at least 15 points, I guess. They can get a touchdown, a 2-point conversion to still win this game, but they're going to have to score a couple more times, I would think, to try and win this football game. They'll throw it on a bubble screen near side. That's going to drop in front of Mason Juergens. Falls incomplete, and it's 3rd down and 6 here for Huron.
Yeah, just a drop there. The pass was a little low, maybe thigh high, halfway between waist and knee, and just didn't look it into his hands.
3rd down and 6 from the 26. 7:15 remaining here in the first half. Again, the winner to the 11AA semifinal next week Friday at the same time as kickoff was tonight, 7 o'clock at the Dakota Dome in Vermilion. Governors are trying to get to their 9th straight trip. The last time Huron was there was 2018 when the Governors won their 2nd straight title of their 7 in a row. Porish, he's going to have to step on the pocket, somehow escapes for a moment, then he is sacked. Hudson Schaefer gets in to make the sack, and it's 4th down and long, and it will be a loss of 3, and a punt coming up for the Huron Tigers.
Yeah, excellent coverage downfield there, and a good pressure too, good pass rush that made him uncomfortable. Porish was looking for a place to go, but good rush integrity in the lanes to hem him in, and a really nice tackle.
Governors trying to make one quick sub, and they do before the snap was had for the punter at Porish, who will try and get it off quickly. He does. And Carter Shufflebine will make the catch on the run of the 45, trying to sidestep a man, unable to, but he will still be at the 50-yard line. And with 6:30 left to go here in the second quarter, the Governors are trying to take a 2-touchdown lead against this Huron Tiger team who doesn't really, other than that Yankton game in week 1, didn't really see that the rest of the season to be down by 2 scores.
Yeah, and I think this is a really key drive for Huron on defense. If the Govs go down and score again and get that 2-score lead, getting the ball coming out of halftime as well, it's going to put a heck of a lot of pressure on Huron the next time they touch the ball.
1st and 10 from the Governor 49-yard line, officially where they will spot it. 6.5 minutes to go. Toss play right side for Porter Hunsley. He will get to around the 45 inside of Huron territory, down to the 44, a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down and 3 here for the Governors.
Just toss sweep there. Nice play by Bogenhagen leading the way, coming around the corner and kicking out, letting Hunsley kick it up inside, take on the linebacker and get a really nice 1st down gain.
Okay, Ducheneau now checks in as the tailback for the Governors. 2 receivers far side, 3 down linemen for the Huron Tigers. Twilliger, the tight end on the left side of the line. They'll look to pass over there for Shufflebine. He'll make the catch. He's got a 1st down to the 40, to the 35-yard line. They're going to spot him stepping out at the 37. A gain of 7 for Shufflebine on his 3rd catch. So now it's down to 2 catches. The next catch will tie Bradley Dean for the most in a single season in Pierre Governor history. Will be 64 receptions. I'll make that 63 receptions. That will tie the record. Then the 64th one will break the record. He's still got a ways to go. He's got 131 yards to pass Jack Merkwan for most yards in a season receiving-wise. But 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. This will be a design run for a Deal. He's getting the block from Kea Ducheneau, and Deal will get inside the 35, right around that 35-yard line, a gain of 2, and it's going to be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, just didn't quite get the kick-out block there that you were looking for. maybe a missed assignment, maybe somebody didn't see him, but Huron was able to clamp it down and stop it for a short gain here.
9 rushes for 105 yards for Jaron Deal so far. Second down and 8, 5:15 to go. Nearly got Huron to jump. Governors will reset. 10 seconds to go on the play clock. 2 receivers on that far side. Deal will get the snap. He'll drop back to pass. That's a QB draw again. Deal's able to fight through that first initial attack, and then Deal's able to carry his way to the first down marker. He's going to be short of the yard to gain by a yard, and it's a gain of 7 for a Deal, and it's 3rd down and 1 for the Governors.
Yeah, and I do think that was a pass, but he just felt pressure from both ends, and Huron did a good job of making him uncomfortable, so he got out of there quickly and made a nice gain. Definitely 3rd and 1. Got a couple opportunities here to pick up that yard.
4:25 to go, and again, the Governors will get the ball to start the second half, so if they can drain the rest of this clock, they can go 2 for 1 without Huron ever getting the ball. It'll be a handoff for Hunsley, trying to get that 1 yard. And of course, Hunsley's going to keep things moving. And Porter Hunsley's going to first down into around the 24-yard line. Porter Hunsley got hit behind the line of scrimmage. Didn't get that first down initially, but you're not stopping him on that first hit. You're going to have 2 to 3 guys bring him down, and a first down for the Governors as he'll pick up those 3 yards for a first.
Yeah, that first hit was basically an arm tackle. They just tried to wrap their arms around him, and you're not going to drag him anywhere. He's going to drag you, and he ended up going for about 3 yards and getting the first down.
1st and 10 for the 24. Now the game clock's under 4 minutes to go. 14-7 lead for the Governors here in the first half. As we get to near halftime, 2 receivers near side. Deal another design run. He's able to fake the first man miss. A penalty flag will come in, which will stop the clock with 3:43 to go. Most likely going to be a hold against the Governors that will back them up 10 yards.
They hit Colton Cass with the flag.
They hit him with the flag.
They literally hit him with the flag.
We'll see if it's actually up.
Offense, number 12.
Nope, he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I was going to say Cooper Twilliger gets called for the hold, but Colton Cass takes the shrapnel of the flag coming his way. That's the 5th penalty against the Governors. 50 yards on 5 penalties right now for the Govs. We don't see that very often, especially late in the season for a Pierre team, but just in the semifinals in general from either team. You don't see a whole lot of penalties be called, but this has been a penalty-filled first half for the Governors. 1st and 20 now from the 34-yard line. Jaron Deal will look to pass. He'll pump fake for shuffle by looking down the field. Now he'll throw. He's got a man open. Is it a catch? They're going to say incomplete. Ken Ducheneau had slipped and fell. He was trying to make that catch, but it does fall incomplete. And it's 2nd down and 20.
Yeah, they faked the bubble screen out the shuffle vine, which is one of their favorite plays, and used that companion play off of it, looking for Terwilliger on the post. I thought he had him early. He just didn't get it to him on the break, and then the defense was able to recover. But Ducheneau was wide open too.
7th play of the drive upcoming here for the Governors. 2nd down and 20, 3:22 to go. This has already been a 3-minute drive for Pierre. Rolling to the right is Deal. He'll throw. Got a man, Twilliger. He'll make the catch. He's going to have to stay in bounds. He does at the 30-yard line. Ends up being just a gain of 4. And it's going to be 3rd down and 16 for Pierre.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you don't have to get all 16. Get half of it. Get 10. Make it 4th and manageable.
And if you're Coach Strand right now for Huron, if it becomes 4th down and you're in bounds, you almost have to use a timeout. You got all 3 right now. You'd almost have to because the game clock's under 2:45 to go. 10 seconds on the play clock. 3rd down and 16 from the 30. Take a man in motion. They will fake it to Stosher. It'll be a keeper for Deal. He's going to try and get outside the edge. He's going to get nearly half of those yards. He picks up 7, and it's 4th down and 9.
I think that was exactly what they were hoping to get, is a pretty good chunk of it to be able to, you know, try and get the rest of it on this play here. Huron really playing pass with that defense. They had five players that were 15 yards off the line of scrimmage.
4th down and 9 from the 23. And they will, who jumped first? Was it Colton Cass or was it the Huron Tigers? If it backs them up, that really puts the Governors in a tough spot. If it's on Huron, that puts the Governors in a much more manageable spot. Who was the one that jumped first?
Dead ball. Ball start.
So Cass is the one that gets called for it. And it's 4th down and 9 now for the Governors. 6th penalty against Pierre. And what's the play call? This is the same play call now at 4th down and 14. 2 receivers, far side, empty backfield, under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Deal look to pass. He's rolling to his right as the pocket already collapsed on him. He'll throw to the sideline. The catch made by Shufflebein. He is going to be short of the line to gain. He'll pick up about 12 yards, and it'll be 2 yards short of the first down marker, and Huron will take over with 1:50 to go in the half.
Yeah, just not really forced out of the pocket super early, so that really limited his options. He couldn't really go through his progression. He had 2 receivers on the right side. He took Shufflebein, who was open, but unfortunately is open short of the sticks.
9-play drive turns into a turnover on downs with 1:50 to go here in the first half. Governors with over 200 yards of offense in this first half, but only have scored twice because that was only their 3rd drive. And so now, starting at the 15-yard line, toss play for Holst right side. He's going to stay inbounds. The clock will continue to roll, and I think that Juergens that got the carry. And it'll be no gain, a loss of 1 to the 14-yard line for Juergens.
Yeah, a little different look there. They've been running speed option. This time they use the running back as a lead blocker and bring a little orbit motion to run the option with the receiver. And Pierre did a really good job of stringing that out.
1:14 to go. Clock continues to tick down. It'll be Porsche that will roll to his left, looking to throw. He's going to man all the way down the field. He's going to throw it up for grabs. Logan Whitty is there. That's intercepted. No, it's going to fall incomplete. Whitty was fighting for the ball. He was the one that had it first, but Winiger took it away from him and knocked it away, knocked it out of his hands, and make it 3rd down and 11 from the 14-yard line.
Yeah, and Pierre's a little bit lucky there, actually, because the receiver did have about 5 yards on him right off the break, and for some reason Huron was looking kind of underneath, and by the time they saw the deep ball, then Whitty was able to recover and make a great play on the ball, and then Winiger also making a great play to break it up.
You know Coach Steele's going to use a timeout if it's 4th down at any point here with 1:01 to go. He's going to want to get that ball back one more time. So Huron's going to be careful of not taking too big of a loss. It'll be a design QB draw for Porsche. He's able to slip through one man, and the second time he's able to get out to the 17, 18-yard line, and a timeout will be called by Coach Steele with 51 seconds to go. It is going to be 4th down and 6, a gain of 5 for Porsche on that run.
Yeah, plenty of time here. The first time Huron punted the ball, it wasn't a super punt. About 30 yards, I think, if I remember right. So you put 30 yards on now, and you're getting the ball on your side, on the good side of the 50-yard line, and a minute left is an eternity for the Pierre offense.
Yeah, 2 timeouts, and like you said, get it at midfield or in plus territory. Pierre's got all kinds of time to try and score to make it a 2-touchdown lead, and it can try and go 2 for 1 because they'll get the second half kickoff. Obviously, Huron's going to have to punt the ball away, unless, I mean, it's going to be a very bold play to try and go for a fake or just go for it at your own 19-yard line. But it is the 11 AA state semifinals. You never know what trick you might pull at this point. But you feel comfortable with the defense and say, well, while Pierre feels comfortable to try and go score, the Huron defense feels like they're comfortable to be able to stop somebody with under 50 seconds and 2 timeouts, even if they're past midfield.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think you have to punt the ball. I think you're hoping for a better punt than you got the first time. And, you know, looked like Pierre the first time really lined up like they might come after it, and kind of doing the same thing here. They're trying to overload that left side.
And just got to be careful for any kind of fake from Porsche. They will back away. Almost got it blocked. It is a low kick. It'll bounce its way out of bounds. So it was a short time. Only 6 seconds came off the clock. And it's at the Governor 45-yard line. So a quick 3 and outs with 45 seconds to go.
Yeah, great play there. Aiden Beam did come free and really rushed that kick. He had to get it out of there. As you said, a really low flat kick, no hang time, didn't take much time off the clock. Probably really close to making a block.
So they will officially spot the 43-yard line, and we'll see what Jaron Deal has in store. 2 receivers far side for the Governors, empty backfield. With 45 seconds to go, they'll throw near side. There is the school record for catches for Carter Shufflebine, as he will get to the 44-yard line. He's more concerned about scoring right now, but he does pass Bradley Dean for the most receptions in a single season in school history. We'll have to fix that camera at halftime.
It was good at the beginning of the game, but I think gravity took over, so we're good now again.
Turns into a gain of 12 right now, or a gain of 13 for Shufflebine. But he does now have the school record. Breaks the Bradley Dean record set in 2016. 2 receivers far side, 40 seconds to go. Jaron Deal, the quarterback, empty backfield. He'll look to pass. He'll throw over the middle. Catch is made by Terwilliger. And Terwilliger is able to break free and get a good game. Make that Aiden Beam, that made the catch. And Beam's going to have enough for a gain of 11 and a first down for the Governors. And Pierre will quickly get back right on the football here. They're going quickly, are the Governors. As Deal will throw it, that ball is tipped up in the air. It'll fall incomplete with 23 seconds to go. That is only the second incomplete pass of the game by Deal. He's 8 for 10 for 82 yards right now. As Shufflebine has been his favorite target of 5 catches for 54 yards.
Yeah, looking to get the quick out again and get that clock stopped with a positive gain, but the play before, Huron took those outsides away and made him throw over the middle to Beam.
2 receivers far side as Deal will step up. He is hit. He got to the line of scrimmage. And timeout taken by Coach Steele. He's going to have 1 left, but no gain on that run for Jaron Deal. So a second timeout used by Coach Steele. Move that camera back up just a little bit. Should be good to go now. 3rd down and 10 from the 34. And Mendel here with 14 seconds to go. You're at a spot where with 1 timeout, you still have the freedom to go anywhere in the field, but knowing that unless you're going to pick a field goal somewhere, you can go you can take 12 seconds off the clock, be able to get down and get 1 more play. You're at a spot where you can go to the end zone a couple times before the end of the first half.
Yeah, if you get, if that first play is 15, 20 yards downfield, you're probably only going to get two looks at it. If, that second play would have to go into the end zone from there. If you try to take another 6 or 8 yard quick out and get a stop, then you might get 3 plays. But as you said before, Huron's playing very deep. There's a huge cushion. They're actually playing 3 safeties in the middle of the field with the 2 corners back almost as far as they are. So really hard to get anything over the top on them.
3 receivers far side here for the Huron Tigers. 3rd down 11. It was officially a loss of 1 for Deal on that run, but Deal will step back to pass this time, looking to the end zone, throwing it for Terwilliger. Up in the air, jump ball falls incomplete, and it brings up 4th down with 8 seconds to go. And now you're looking at one final play here for the Governors at 4th and 11. And, that didn't take a whole lot of time. Coach Steele will take his final timeout. But it does give you a chance to throw it down the field, throw it towards the end zone. I mean, maybe you still could get a first down, but you have to throw it towards the end zone at this point because you can't. You have to get at least 11 yards to get another set of downs.
Yeah, I think taking that timeout kind of ties you into,
now this is the last
going to the
timeout,
end zone. With that play only taking 4 seconds, maybe you did have the option to hit a 12, 15-yard pass and get a quick timeout and have 1 more shot, but that's just not going to be an option now. So you're probably throwing it in the end zone, hope for the best.
8 seconds to go. Final timeout used by the Pierre Governors. They're trying to score with just 45 seconds remaining on this drive. And to start the drive, now down to 8 seconds. Pierre leads at 14-7 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. Here's we head to the final play of this first half. could be the final play of this first half. Two receivers far side. Jaron Deal, the quarterback. Empty backfield for the Governors. 3 down linemen for Huron. Looking to pass his Deal. He's going to be flush in the pocket, looking to throw. He'll throw it towards the end zone, up in the air. It's going to be dropped in the end zone by Scheffelbein. It was a Hail Mary type pass, and Scheffelbein was behind everybody, and it just falls incomplete, but it took 8 seconds off the clock, and it takes us to halftime. And the Governors technically turn the ball over on downs, but it does signal the end of the first half, and Huron survives that couple of chances for the Governors to try and take a 2-score lead. And it will be Governor football that starts the third quarter. We will step aside. We'll come back in 3 minutes and give you halftime stats. Governors lead at 14-7 over Huron. Back in 3 minutes on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. You'll find a great selection of quality new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep vehicles, plus a great selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take good care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and body shop, along with a friendly financing team that'll do their best to get you into your next new or pre-owned vehicle with financing that fits your budget. Wagner Auto is your local, family-owned, full-service dealership in Pierre. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in South Dakota, who do you meet? Answer. Men and women who play high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Hello, friends. This is Pastor Sam at Faith Lutheran Church. We have many blessings to give thanks. A beautiful city on the river, helpful and encouraging friends and neighbors, and of course, our peer athletes. They're the reason for us being here, so let's help them out. I will be praying for our athletes throughout this season. I encourage you to join me in praying for their health and safety as well as their success, both on the field and in the classroom.
We're Faith Lutheran and we are glad you're here.
For over 60 years, Ferding Electric has been powering homes and businesses across central South Dakota. When you need reliable electrical service, trust the experts with decades of experience. Whether it's a simple residential repair, a complex commercial installation, or even electrical work on your farm, Ferding Electric has you covered. And if you're tired of searching everywhere for that hard-to-find bulb, Ferding Electric carries a wide selection of bulbs, including those hard-to-find fluorescent and specialty options. Visit us at 2903 East Elizabeth Street or call today, 605-224-8684.
Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in central South Dakota.
We welcome you back. It is halftime. The Pierre Governors are leading on the American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein scoreboard 14-7 in the 11AA state semifinal. John Winkler alongside Mendel Miller. As Mendel, this first half for the Governors, before we go into this for the stats side of things, I think if you're Huron, you probably feel like that's a first half win for you. You'd rather be up or at least tied, but I think the Governors might be feeling. It's hard to really say that the Governors are feeling down about that first half because they, turnover on downs, but if you had more time, you probably have a different play call to get a first down and try and score still. But you're really 2 for 4 so far, and I guess it's Huron defense being 2 for 4 is not a bad thing. But I think Huron's probably feel maybe a little bit better even though they're down right now in that locker room.
Yeah, I think Pierre, it's been a pretty even game, I mean, it's going both ways. I think if I'm Pierre, I'm feeling better, actually, because I don't think Huron's really moved the ball very well on us. I think they've really not established a running game. They haven't really given Holst a whole bunch of carries. You'll probably prove me wrong when you can read the stats, but it just doesn't seem like they've really gotten anything established. And Pierre, on the other hand, has definitely got Deal cut loose. Hunsley's had some good runs. Deal was 66% or better on his completion. So I guess if I'm Pierre, I feel pretty good.
Well, you are right, though, because 88 yards of total offense for the Huron Tigers in the first half, 226 yards for the Pierre Governors in the first half. And we'll look at Landon Holst, who's run the ball 6 times for only 45 yards. Porsche has gotten 5 carries for 16 yards, and they've only gotten a total of 28 yards through the air so far. 3 different guys have caught passes. Mason Juergens has 2 catches for 10 yards. Riley Winiger has got a catch for 15 yards, and Blake Elwine's got a catch for 3 yards. And that's the Huron offense. It was punt, 9-play drive where Anderson Porsche ran the ball in to tie the game at 7-7, and then it was punt and punt on their 4 drives of the ball game. For the Pierre Governors, they started out with a 9-play, 60-yard drive after they forced a punt. That Carter Shuffleby was able to make a touchdown catch from 22 yards out. There was a 6-play, 69-yard drive and a 47-yard touchdown run for Jaron Deal, made it 14-7. And then a 9-play drive that was a turnover on downs, and then they kind of ran out of time, but it was a turnover on downs anyway to finish out that first half. That they were trying to go 57 yards down the field. Jaron Deal is a total of 8 of 12 for 82 yards passing, but he's run the ball 12 times for 118 yards, where Porter Hunsley has got 6 carries for 26 yards. Shufflebine's 5 catches for 54 yards. Aiden Beam a catch of 11 yards. Cooper Twilliger has 2 catches for 17 yards. So only 3 receivers have caught the ball for the Governors to this point. Time of possession, it is, I guess maybe 11 minutes for the Pierre Governors and 9 so far for 9.5 for the Huron Tigers. I put the 12 minutes on I guess it'd be 14 minutes for the Pierre Governors because I put the 12 minutes on the clock because they're going to get the ball started the second half, so it already added to it. So it says they got 26 minutes time possession, which clearly is not the case because there's only been 24 minutes of game time so far. But this game, like you said, it's really hard. It's an even ball game so far, and I think both teams probably feel. And for the Pierre Governors, I think the thing that really has hurt them to this point is the penalties. 6 penalties for 55 yards so far. It's not been what we're used to seeing for Pierre, at least at this point of the season. Maybe week 1 or week 2, and that's kind of how everybody is. But the penalties have kind of been the bugaboo for the Governors to this point, which could have, granted it didn't hurt them the first drive. They got back to the 22-yard line after a couple holding calls. They've had a couple pass interference calls and a couple of, another holding call as well. If the Govs are penalty free in the second half, you got to think that's one, it's going to be a big favor because that's an obvious. You got to think that's going to be a huge benefit for the Governors to try and maybe pour it on Huron in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you're exactly right. The penalties have knocked them back on offense and created some long situations. But, you got to remember the only touchdown Huron scored, they had to overcome 3rd and 21. And most likely wouldn't have done that without the pass interference penalty. So that made it 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5, a lot more manageable. And then they were able to score and punch it in. So without a little bit of help on the penalty side, Huron may not have anything on the board right now. And that's just where I feel that I think the Pierre defense has a really good feel for what Huron wants to do. Even going back to the first game, 1 touchdown is all they allowed to Huron in week 2. I think they're really locked into what Huron's trying to do.
You're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. It is 14-7 here at halftime. The Pierre Governors lead the Huron Tigers. We'll step aside for 3 minutes, and we'll come back and tell you scores around the state as there's 16 games in total tonight with the All Nations and then the 7 classes. We'll tell you all 15 other scores to this point coming up here in 3 minutes. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
The Pierre Governors are ready for the football playoffs, and we're ready to cheer them on. Time to get loud, time to get proud. Heading to the game, Beck Motor Company has the perfect Chevy to get you there in style. From the family-friendly Equinox to the power-packed Silverado to the spacious Traverse, we've got your ride covered no matter where the game takes you. And whether you need a quick oil change or a new set of tires, Beck Motor Company has got you and your ride ready for whatever's next. Go Pierre Govs. Beck Motor Company is your trusted local Chevy dealership for all your automotive needs. You know that feeling when you're exactly where you're meant to be? That's what it feels like to bank at First National Bank Pierre. We're not some big faceless corporation. We're your neighbors. We're the people you see at the grocery store, at the local ball game. We're committed to helping this community grow one person at a time. Need a loan for your new home? Or maybe you're starting that business you've always dreamed of. Our team is here ready to listen and help you find the right financial solution. Because at First National Bank in Pierre, we believe in hometown banking. Visit us at one of our 2 locations in Pierre or our Fort Pierre location. First National Bank, your hometown bank. The entire team at Carson Erickson Roofing sends our heartfelt thanks to our local veterans. You stand for service and reliability. We strive to bring the same standard to every roof we install. Carson Erickson Roofing. Protect your home today. River Bottom Sanitation, your locally owned waste management company serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre communities. Contact River Bottom Sanitation for your residential and commercial pickups. Now River Bottom Sanitation is your source for all your roll-off needs. River Bottom Sanitation in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Give them a call for pricing at 605-222-1120. River Bottom Sanitation. That's 605-222-1120.
It's just something about the smell of coffee and caramel rolls in the morning. Every time we go into the Branding Iron Bistro, I remember why it's our go-to. It's not just a meal, it's an experience. The food is always fantastic. It's the best breakfast and lunch in town. And the atmosphere, warm, friendly, and always welcoming. Your next favorite breakfast and lunch are waiting. Taste the tradition. Find your table at the Branding Iron Bistro. The Branding Iron Bistro. Quality branded right.
As we welcome you back here as the Pierre Governors, they are leading 14-7 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. As we look at scores from around the states, first we will start with 11 AA, the other matchup. It is at halftime. Yankton leads Sturgis 28-21, so Sturgis hanging around as the 4 seed. They beat Yankton earlier in the season in Sturgis and trying to beat them on the road to get to the state championship for the first time in a long, long time for Sturgis. Brandon Valley is in the state championship. They beat Harrisburg 38-14 earlier. Lincoln is leading Jefferson 35-28, as that's about halfway through that 4th quarter in the 11 AAA playoffs. Sioux Falls Christian has a 14-0 lead at halftime over West Central. Del Rapids with a 12-7 lead over Lennox at halftime in 11A. In 11B, Elk Point Jefferson is leading Dual 19-16 at the end of the first half, and St. Thomas More has a 28-14 lead over Clarkwell Lake at the break. 9AA, Parkston is leading Elkton Lake Benton 8-6 to start the 3rd quarter. And the top seed Freeman Marion Freeman Academy has a 21-12 lead over Hamlin in that semifinal game. In 9A, it is a final. Wall is going back to the state championship. They won at halftime 56-6 over Phillip. Has one really good Wall football team this year. Howard and Alcester Hudson, they're going to be duking it out for the entire second half, 12-12 at halftime in 9A. And in 9B, Del Rapids St. Mary, they beat Faulkton area 22-16. That was a 3 o'clock game. They played all 3 of their playoff games at 3 o'clock this last couple of Thursdays and on Friday, but they won 22-16, so they're into the 9B state championship as Del Rapids St. Mary. And then Avon is leading Coleman Egan 16-6 at the end of the first half. All Nations, McLaughlin won the championship over White River 28-8. So that was the 4 o'clock game of the Dakota Dome. I believe that was All Nations A. That was won by, All Nations B. That was won by McLaughlin. All Nations A. It is Winnebago 20, Todd County 0, as that is nearing halftime in the second game at the Dakota Dome tonight. And then the 14 winners in the 7 classes that are winning tonight will all be at the Dakota Dome next week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the 2025 Football State Championships. And, of course, if Pierre is there, we've got you covered on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. All right, Mendel, we got a minute left before we take our last break. the biggest key here for the Governors in this second half to make sure they get the win over the Huron Tigers and advance to that state championship?
I think it's continue to control Huron's run game. I don't think they're too scared of the passing game, because I think they can put pressure on the quarterback and make things rough on him. So I think you got to keep the run game under control. And if you can do that, Huron can't control the ball. You get the ball back to your offense, and you can have some success.
The Pierre Governors and the Huron Tigers coming up second half. Governors will get the ball to start the second half. Back in 2 minutes for the start of the third quarter. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Meet Josh.
Hi, everybody.
Josh is a high school basketball player, solid shooter, great teammate.
Hey, don't forget my tenacious D.
And he's my son.
Oh.
So, what does Josh do to be the best basketball player he can be?
I play tennis.
Studies show that student athletes here in South Dakota who play more than one high school sport are more likely to excel. Tennis does more than improve Josh's conditioning. It gives him a fresh competitive outlet, reduces the risk of injury by cross-training, and introduces him to different coaching techniques and new friends.
Don't get me wrong, hoops are my first love. Tennis just gives me a little break.
So when the new season begins, Josh isn't burned out on basketball. He's eager to play. And you can see the difference in his game.
This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Hello, friends. This is Pastor Sam at Faith Lutheran Church. We have many blessings to give thanks. A beautiful city on the river, helpful and encouraging friends and neighbors, and of course, our peer athletes. They're the reason for us being here, so let's help them out. I will be praying for our athletes throughout this season. I encourage you to join me in praying for their health and safety, as well as their success, both on the field and in the classroom.
We're Faith Lutheran, and we are glad you're here.
We welcome you back, and we are getting set for the second half between the Pierre Governors and the Huron Tigers. The Governors will receive the kickoff to start this third quarter. John Wickler alongside Mendel Miller, Jen Brazilius back at the station. Our next broadcast would be next Friday if the Governors do finish the win. It will be next Friday with the 6:30 coverage time and a 7 o'clock kickoff. Volleyball will not make the Sodak 16, so it will be next Friday for our next broadcast. And otherwise, we'll look at Hawaii Capitals hockey coming up 2 weeks from tomorrow. Now, 2 weeks from tomorrow will be the first game of the regular season for both the girls and the boys. So as we get set for a kickoff here to start the second half, as it is going to be the Tigers that will kick things away, as Porsche will little pooch kick that will be fielded around the 21-yard line, right up the middle of the field on that far hash out to around the 35, and the Governors will have pretty good field position to open things up. That was Hudson Stosher that had the return for the Governors. And Pierre will get the ball, and they will spot it. I think I spot it right at the 36-yard line, I believe. Yeah, right at the 36 to open up just their fifth drive of the ball game, but the first drive of the second half, leading 14-7 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebind scoreboard. First and 10 from the 36, three receivers here near side, empty backfield for Deal. Three down linemen for the Huron Tigers, showing pressure of 4. And Deal will get a design run right up the middle. Deal will get to around the 45-yard line, a yard shy of the first down marker. And a big first down run for Deal, who had 118 yards at halftime. And he has got second and inches here for the Govs.
Yeah, really nice play there, just quarterback power again. And I was noticing Huron's defensive backs, they're showing the same look pre-snap, and then at the snap, somebody's diving down.
This will be a Jet sweep left side for Carter Shufflebind. He's got a first down as he'll get out of bounds past the marker. A gain of 2, it looks like, but a first down for the Govs. That's the first completed pass of the second half for Jaron Deal. And the Govs have it at the 48-yard line. So officially gain of 3 for Shufflebind. Let's see, the clock is stopped. And the Governors, they are a team that can be methodical. They can move quick. They're a team that doesn't really feast or famine on one type of a drive, whether they go fast or not. It doesn't hurt or help them one way. I guess it more does help them because they don't ever feel that way. Here's the near side pass, the catch made by Shufflebind. He'll get to around another gain of 9, and it's second down and 1. And we have a injured Huron Tiger who's already thrown his helmet off. He is at the Huron sideline and on the sideline right now. But it is a gain of 9 for Shufflebind, and it's second down and 9. So Shufflebind does pull within 100 yards now of passing Jack Merquan for the most yards in a single season. He needs, let's see, he's at 66, so he needs another 94 yards to go. If he can get another 94 yards today, he will break both Bradley Dean's record for receptions in a season and receiving yards in a season from Jack Merquan, all in the same game.
That's a pretty good night.
That is a pretty good night. Pretty good season.
Yeah, pretty good season.
You know, the fact that you not only do you have the injured Tiger, looks like it is Landon Holst. Holst is the one that is injured, so that could be a big blow. He is back up, and he will take a seat right now trying to get things worked out. But he's going to have to be a guy for this Huron Tiger team to be in the game as much as possible. Twilliger will move to the far side of the field coming out of the injury timeout. Second down and 1. Deal will look to run it himself. He's got more of that option pass, that run option pass without handing the ball off. There's a flag that is thrown at the line of scrimmage. Deal does give a first down as he picked up nearly 10 yards. Will most likely be coming back. It'll be a hold.
Holding, offense, number 69.
That is Colton Cass with the penalty, so another 10-yard penalty against the Governors. That's their 7th penalty for now 65 yards. Shufflebind did break that record in the first half. That was his 7th catch, by the way. So he has Bradley Dean that now is no longer in the record books as a holder. That happened on the 13-yard catch that he had in the first half. Second down and 11 now for the Governors. They'll spot him at their own 47-yard line as they got to get to the Huron 42. Design run for Deal on the near side of the field. He's got good speed as he's able to bounce off a tackler. He is out of bounds for a gain of about 11. They're going to call it a gain of 10, and it's third down and 1 now for the Govs.
Yeah, really nice run there. And you know, the play before on the holding, you called it right. It's a run pass option, but without the typical read to the running back. He's sprinting left, reading that outside linebacker. If the outside linebacker flows out, he cuts inside. If he flows in, then he tries to hit that slant pass or the tunnel screen. And just a really good concept. Really puts the Huron linebackers in conflict.
Third down and 1 from the 43-yard line in Huron territory. 3 receivers far side for the Governors. Empty backfield for Deal. He will go up the middle of that line, bouncing out right side. He was held down. The ball comes out. A flag will come in. Maybe a face mask that won't matter if the Tigers recovered it or not. It's going to be first down for the Governors.
Yeah, it looked like he definitely got drugged down by the face mask. And
the way he fell, it was very awkward to see him fall. Not in an awkward sense of being hurt, but just how he was being held on to. So we'll hear from our referee.
Personal foul, face mask, defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, and results in first down.
So it goes to the end of the run. So it was, I believe, a gain of 2. The referee is going all the way down to the 26-yard line. So it was a gain of 2 for Deal, and then add on the 15-yard penalty, and that's just the Tigers' second penalty of the night, but that is now 30 yards of penalties in those 2 penalties. 2 15-yard penalty called against them. 1st and 10 from now the 26. Governors are nearing the red zone with 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Deal look to pass, a pump fake, now a design run up the middle. He'll try and sidestep a man as he'll dive to around the 18-yard line. Another gain of 8 for the Governors, and Deal's had a pretty good start to this second half outside the 2-yard run, which really turned into 17 yards gain. He's had a rush of 9, 10, and 8 yards so far in this third quarter.
Yeah, definitely an adjustment that Pierre made over halftime is to go empty, spread Huron out, and find Deal running lanes up the middle.
3 receivers far side, 9:20 remaining here in the third quarter. 2nd and 2 from the 18. Empty backfield for Deal. Man comes in motion. He'll fake the jet sweep for shuffle bind. Deal will dive forward. He's got another first down as he's inside the 15-yard line of the 14. A gain of 4. And it's a 1st and 10 for the Governors. Be the 8th play of the drive upcoming, and Pierce was in the red zone on that last play, but has now got only 2 sets of chains to work with to get to the end zone.
Bring Hunsley in here and go more of a typical one-back set. Maybe give him a different look.
The Thunder and Lightning is in, and we've seen that Thunder pound his way for 26 yards on 6 carries so far. We'll see if he gets the handoff here on 1st and 10 for the 14. Toss it left side for Hunsley. He'll try and bounce his way. The Governors have a flag probably against them. Hunsley still fighting for more yards. He's going to get all the way down to the 10. That was the hardest 4-yard rush that won't count that I've ever seen in a high school football game, and maybe even ever. But it looks like it's probably going to come back. That flag was thrown immediately. Legal formation against the Governors. What looks like the call will be. Here from our referee, that will back up the Governors those 5 yards. That'll be the 8th penalty against the Govs tonight.
The illegal formation, offense, number 12. 5-yard penalty, moving play, first down.
So 5-yard penalty against Pierre, 70 yards of penalties against the Govs. And it's 1st and 15 from the 19, and the clock will continue to run as the Govs will at least most likely take about 4 minutes off this clock before they cash in or give the ball to the Huron Tigers, however this drive ends. But the Govs would love to take a 2-score lead early in this third quarter to make things much more difficult for the Tigers. They're going to go left side on an option play for Deal. He'll keep it himself. He's out to the 15, to the 10. Lost the football. It's going to go into the end zone, and the Tigers are going to fall on it. It is a touchback as Deal fumbles the football. 7:58 to go here in the third quarter, and the Tigers will get the ball. They're still fighting for it, though. There's no official signal yet. There's been a lot of Huron Tigers that have come over there, same for the Pierre Governors as well. The initial call from the referee was that it was a touchback. Now the Governors are saying that it's touchdown. We're going to hear from the referee. We got everybody saying. So it is a fumble for Jared Deal, and the turnover by the Governors with 7:58 to go here in the third quarter. And Mendel, that is what they pretty much saw last week to win the ball game against Brookings. It wasn't a touchback, but a fumble inside the red zone by the Bobcats when they were down just 7-0.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a huge play. If you go up two scores right there, Huron's offense really has to change their game plan. Unfortunate for Deal there because he made a really good run, and just as he was going down, somebody looked like they punched it out from behind.
So from the 20-yard line where this drive will start for the Huron Tigers, it'll be Porsche that will keep it, and he's going to run right up the middle inside the near hash. He's got to the 31, a gain of 11. And this Huron Tiger team that only had 88 yards of total offense in the first half has got a first down on their first run of the third quarter with 7:51 to go. Boy, that is, but that's exactly what the Huron defense has done all season. The bend and don't break. They got into the red zone, and the Tigers forced a turnover, and that's where teams feel like every time they leave playing Huron, boy, we should have won that football game. All the yards that we had, everything that we did, But that's been the Huron Tiger MO from the defensive side all year. Pump fake by Porsche. I don't know how he held on the ball. Now he got hurt. He threw it down. That will be incomplete pass. It will be incomplete pass, but it should be an intentional grounding against Porsche. He did throw it in front of him, but Porsche is hurt. The Governors are thinking they have the football, but again, Porsche did throw it in front of him. Like I said, it probably should be intentional grounding. And hear the ruling. And that is unfortunate. Boy, that is a really tough break for the Tigers right now. Midway point of this third quarter.
Yeah, you know, the play before on the run, it looked like he was favoring a leg a little bit. When he went back to the huddle, it looked like he was hurting a little bit, but that was a non-contact injury there. He just went down as he was rolling to his left, so certainly wish him the best, but that did not look good.
Colt Culver is their backup quarterback who was 12 of 18 for 221 yards and 4 touchdowns this season, which most of it probably came in more of garbage time or just a different look for a guy. But Culver is a 6 foot, 185-pound sophomore who is throwing on the sideline, and he will have to come in unless they're going to go Wildcat. Coach Steele, there is a flag that will come in. It will be intentional grounding now.
Intentional grounding, number 11 offense. 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Lost him down, second down.
And Coach Strand is trying to say there is a receiver in the area. And I don't think he's going to win that argument right now, but it's 5 yards from the spot of the foul and a loss of down. So not only do they lose the couple yards, which end up being about 2 yards, I believe, from the spot, and then they're going to mark it another 5 yards, so it turns into a loss of 7 overall. And it's going to be a second down and long here for the Huron Tigers. It's second and 19.
Yeah, you called it right away that they could be grounding, and I didn't see a receiver in the area, especially since he threw the ball about 1.5 feet in front of him.
So overall, it turns into second down and 19. Culver now the quarterback. He will hand off for Holes, who bobbles the football but holds on to it and then is able to break into the secondary, and he'll pick up most of those 9 yards back to the 31. Disaster started on that play for Huron, and it turns into a gain of 9, and it's third down and 10.
Yeah, absolutely a really rugged, tough run there. And you know, sometimes when you lose a quarterback, it can rally a team, and that looked like that run for that play at least. That's kind of what Huron was thinking, is that they had to rally back.
Again, just 18 pass attempts all season for Colt Culver, this sophomore quarterback. 6:50 to go. High snap. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to throw to the near side, diving and incomplete. And he'll bring up fourth down. Was going to be well short of the sticks anyway. He was looking for Elwine. And the Huron will have to punt the ball away. And Porsche is standing back up. Hopefully that's a good sign that he can come back in this game, because neither team wants to see the starting quarterback or anybody go down for an injury in the playoffs. And it'll be fourth down and 10 from the 31. It looks like it'll be a punt here unless they want to go for a fake, and that would be a very dangerous play, as Culver is going to be the one. It's blocked! It is blocked by the Governors, and they will fall on it, and they have it at the 16-yard line. And it's first and 10 for the Governors.
Aiden Beam on the block. He almost got that one earlier in the first half and came through clean again. This time smothered it right off the punter's foot, and Pierre gets possession in the red zone.
So now the Huron defense, who already was going to have to really bear down with an injury to the starting quarterback, now has to really bear down. 16 from the 16-yard line to start this drive with 6:40 to go, and the Governors can take a 2-touchdown lead. After a fumble turnover, the Governors have the ball back after a block punt. First and 10 for the 16. Two receivers make that 2 tight ends over on the left side. Hunsley will get the handoff. Porter Hunsley in the 10. He will try and barrel over a man who lowered his head and tried to tackle Porter Hunsley. That was James Schultz Jr. And that's really the only way to get Hunsley on the ground by yourself is take his legs out from underneath him. But he does pick up 9 yards, and it's second down and 1 from the 7.
Yeah, really good run there by Hunsley, breaking outside, and you said it right, go low if you're going to survive.
Hunsley will stay in the backfield here for the Governors. 2 receivers, make that, again, 2 tight ends. Lincoln Dilges is lined up as a tight end for this Governor team. Shuffle behind the lone receiver on the near side. 2nd and 1 from the 7, halfway through this third quarter now. Shuffle by, or make that deal handoff for Hunsley. He will try and power his way, and all 11 guys in the defense are trying to push him backward, but it's going to be a first down as he got to the 4, maybe to the 3, and it's 1st and goal for the Governors now with 5:50 remaining here in the third quarter. Give him a gain of 4. Hunsley now with 39 yards on 8 carries. Game clock is now under 5:40 here in this third quarter. 1st and goal from the 3. Do the Tigers have another goal line stand in them? Can Pierre finally take that 2-touchdown lead? Only 17 minutes of regulation left. Now timeout is going to be called by the Huron Tigers. Play clock was down to 2 when the Tigers took that timeout. 5:23 remaining here in the third quarter. Boy, Mendel, what of a turn of events for both teams. And Anderson Porsche is on the bike right now trying to maybe stay loose, whatever the leg injury was. You know, that maybe, it's hard to see up here. Maybe for Porsche, it was his foot got stepped on, and that maybe twisted an ankle a little bit, but mostly it looked like a non-contact injury, which those are, unfortunately, the worst types of injuries when nobody touches you. But he looks like he's going to try and jog it off and try and continue to play in this game. We'll see if he does come out in the next possession. But, you know, if you're the Governors, Mendel, you can't have time to feel sorry for the Tigers. You have to go try and get this touchdown here.
Yeah, exactly. He's definitely trying to run it off, but it does, it's fortunately for him, I don't think it's an ankle or a knee or something like that. It seems to be a soft tissue injury that he's trying to work through.
1st and goal from the 3, out of the timeout, 5:23 to go. Handoff for Hunsley, trying to get up the middle. He's out to the 1. They're trying to push him in, but the Tiger defense is able to stop him at the 1-yard line. A gain of 2 for Hunsley. And from 2nd and goal on the 1, Mendel, do you just give the ball 3 more times to Porter Hunsley to try and score?
I think 1's all it's going to take.
5 minutes left to go. I like your thinking.
That's my prediction.
I like your thinking. 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 2nd and goal from the 1. 14-7 lead for the Governors. They hand it off another time to Hunsley. They do. Hunsley will get hit at the line of scrimmage, but he is in for a touchdown. And the Governors take a 20-7 lead with 4:46 to go here in the third quarter. Porter Hunsley from 1 yard out. 20-7 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. That was almost a 2-minute drive, and they started at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, good. Good to see him establish that dominance of the run game, and didn't get too cute. Just basically right up the middle stuff. You really used Hunsley, used that power.
Extra point on the way for Carter Templeton. It's up and good. 21-7 lead for the Pierre Governors here in the third quarter with 4:46 to go. Back in 30 seconds. You'll listen to Pierre Governor football on KCCR and watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
For over 60 years, Ferding Electric has been powering homes and businesses across central South Dakota. When you need reliable electrical service, trust the experts with decades of experience. Whether it's a simple residential repair, a complex commercial installation, or even electrical work on your farm, Ferding Electric has you covered. And if you're tired of searching everywhere for that hard-to-find bulb, Ferding Electric carries a wide selection of bulbs, including those hard-to-find fluorescent and specialty options. Visit us at 2903 East Elizabeth Street or call today, 605-224-8684.
So as we welcome you back, a 4-play, 16-yard drive. Porter Hunsley did the work with the help of his offensive lineman to get into the end zone, 1 yard out. And it is a 21-7 lead with 4:46 to go here in the third quarter. We'll see if Anderson Porsche will make his way back out on the field or not. They have either someone else taking snaps or looking at that's Colt Culver that is from under center and taking those shotgun snaps. It looks like Porish is not going to be coming back in this ball game right now. So it's Colt Culver, the sophomore, that's going to have to try and get the job done and at least lead the Tigers into one scoring drive right now with 4:46 to go. Carter Templeton will kick this one away for the Governors. He'll make it all the way out toward the 9-yard line where it's going to be picked up by Holst. He'll come here to the near side, tries to cut it back in the hash marks, and he will be taken down at around the 33-yard line. And a good return from Landon Holst. And it's going to be 1st and 10. They'll spot him, looks like maybe at the 34 overall, but good field position here for the Huron Tigers, needing a score. If they don't score right here, Mendel, I wouldn't say it's game over, but Huron feels the pressure is really going to be on the Tigers to win this ball game if they don't score on this possession.
Yeah, not a good spot for him here. Backup quarterback down 2 scores, struggling as it was.
Here's a handoff for Landon Holst. He'll go up the middle. He's able to break through a couple tackles. Holst will get all the way to the 50-yard line. A gain of 16 on that first down run for Landon Holst. And that might be a spark that they need. Holst, as Mendel was talking about in the first half, had just 6 carries. He's picked up 23 yards so far in 2 carries, but had barely over 50 yards of, not even 50 yards, only 46 yards of offense in that first half on the ground. He's already picked up 25 here in the second half. Culver looks to pass. He'll throw in the middle. It's going to be high. It's tipped. It is going to be intercepted. From the seat of his pants, the interception is made after it was tipped off of Mason Juergens. And it is going to be sudden sunshine that comes away with them. The Governors have the ball back at their own 36-yard line.
Yeah, really nice play there, staying with the play. Got deflected. He might have deflected it, actually, but then he fell down, and the ball falls down right onto his chest, and he secures it. Good interception there. Huge play for the Gov defense.
Starting at their own 36-yard line, and all of a sudden the Governors are looking to try and take a 3-score lead against the Huron Tigers with 4:04 to go. Just 2 plays before the turnover. And here is now 3 receivers near side. Jaron Deal will move Carter Schuffelbein in motion. They'll fake the jet sweep. Deal will try and run it forward. He'll have about a gain of 3. Cooper Bischoff on the tackle. And it's 2nd down and 7 here for, make that 2nd down, and 7 here for the Governors.
2nd down and 7 for the Governors.
3:45 to go. Governors can start to take their time a little bit. They don't want to get too far out of rhythm, but they can slow things down, be methodical on this drive, and force the Huron defense to try and come away with a stop. Receiver here on the near side, that's Carter Schuffelbein, the 2 tight end look with Dilgis and Terwilliger. Play clock is down to 5. They're going to get everybody set here quickly. Hunsley from the backfield. Deal will keep it himself on an option play, and then Deal is going to be wrapped up. He goes down. And a gain of 1, maybe a half a yard for Deal. They'll spot him at the 40, and it's 3rd down and 6 here for the Govs.
Jaron Deal comes up limping a little bit too, so that'll be something to keep an eye on. Just tried to cut back, and there was really no cutback lane there. Huron did a good job of shutting off the strong side, the front side, and tried to make a play.
Only 2 pass attempts so far in this quarter for Deal. 3rd down and 6 from the 40. He will drop to back the pass this time. He'll lob it down the field looking for his man. The catch will be made for a 1st down, and that is Will Eilers that will make the catch. His first catch of the season all the way to the Huron 23-yard line.
Really nice throw there, and a great catch by Eilers, going up, using his hands, securing the ball away from the body, and then pulling it in and protecting it as he goes down to the turf.
A gain of 37 for Will Eilers on that 3rd down play. What a job by Will Eilers to make his first catch of the season. Not a bad time to pull out a throw to Will Eilers. 2:13 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Governors are on the cusp of another red zone trip. Handoff as they go near side for Hunsley. Gets to the 10, to the 5. He's in the end zone for a touchdown. Another touchdown run for Porter Hunsley, and it's 27-7. from 23 yards out. Back-to-back runs for Hunsley, finds the end zone.
Yeah, really good block there on the outside, sealed the pursuit. Hunsley comes around the right side and had a good 10 yards before anybody was there to even touch him. And then, of course, he runs through a couple arm tackles and puts it in the end zone.
Just a 4-play drive that ended up going 64 yards down the field. As Carter Templeton's extra point is up, it is going to be good. 2:02 to go, and it's 28-7. The Governors lead by 21 here in the third quarter. Back in 30 seconds here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota.
It is a 4-play drive that goes 64 yards, and Porter Hunsley has his second touchdown run of the ball game as he runs it from 23 yards out. And the Governors take just 2 minutes and 2 seconds off the clock to go and score, as there's 2 minutes and 2 seconds left to go on the scoreboard in the third quarter with a 28-7 lead of the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. What a quick turn of events this was, where Huron on that fumble recovery, they're down by just one score. You feel like they've got all the momentum. Unfortunately, Anderson Porish goes down with an injury, and it turns into the Governors being able to capitalize off of a punt and then a blocked punt and then an interception, as this kick will be right at the sideline, picked up by Juergens, and he will be right out of bounds right at the 20-yard line. That ball died right on the near sideline. I mean, that was that close to just going out of play and being a penalty against the Governors, and it turns into a really great kick by Carter Templeton. I'll get your microphone on there, Mendel.
That's okay. I can take a hint. But, yeah, great kick there, and it just stopped it. Spun it back, kept it in play, and Huron was definitely hoping it went out of play, but spun it back in play, and then great coverage.
Culver, the quarterback here for the Huron Tigers. Two receivers far side. High snap bobbled. He'll throw to the far side. The catch will be made on that far side, trying to juke around and trying to just get anything going. There's a flag that will come in at the end of the play, it looks like. Ends up being a loss of one as Juergens made the catch. Was it a face mask against the Governors? So no, it looks like it's going to be against the Huron Tigers, because they were looking back at what Coach Steele wanted to do with that penalty with 1:48 to go here in the third quarter.
Face mask, defense, number 22. Penalty, replay, first down.
Never mind. It was not. It was a face mask call against the Governors.
I'm sure Coach Steele was just asking them if they were sure.
And he's going to say, we want to decline the penalty, just make it second down 11. But it is first down and 5 now. That's another penalty against the Governors. That's their 9th penalty for 75 yards here tonight. Here on 3 penalties for 35 yards in total. Game clock's under 90 seconds here in the third quarter. Culver on his back foot, throws it up in the air. Catch will be made at the 45-yard line, as that was Blake Elwine to make the catch. And Elwine will be spotted at the 45, a gain of 20, and it's a first down for the Tigers.
Yeah, nice throw there. Just kind of a go route, and you got a 6'9" receiver out there that you can throw it up to. Definitely don't want to underthrow it. He goes up and gets it. Good coverage. Pierre was right in position there, but that was Beam, I think, on the coverage, and he was where he needed to be. It's just a difficult matchup.
So first and 10 now from the 45-yard line. A handoff for Holst. He will bust it up the middle. He's out to the Governor 40-yard line. He'll be tripped up, and he dives to the 36. And a big gain for Landon Holst. It ends up being a gain of 19 for Holst on that run.
Yeah, good run. They've had some really good success here in the second half of just running him up the middle. With a backup quarterback, you'd think that you might see a little more of that, but he's definitely running hard and having some positive gains.
Two receivers here near his side. Game clock down to 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Another handoff for Holst. This time the Governors were ready for it, and no gain, maybe a half a yard to the 40 to the 35. Eilers makes the tackle, and it's a gain of just 1, and that might take us to the end of this third quarter. Tigers picked up 76 yards in this third quarter, their best quarter in yardage gain in this game, but they didn't find any points, and it will take us to the fourth quarter. 2nd down and 9 as we head to the fourth quarter. The Governors 12 minutes away from advancing to the Dakota Dome for the 9th straight year. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Pierre Governors are ready for the football playoffs, and we're ready to cheer them on. Time to get loud, time to get proud. Heading to the game, Beck Motor Company has the perfect Chevy to get you there in style. From the family-friendly Equinox to the power-packed Silverado to the spacious Traverse, we've got your ride covered no matter where the game takes you. And whether you need a quick oil change or a new set of tires, Beck Motor Company has got you and your ride ready for whatever's next. Go Pierre Govs. Beck Motor Company is your trusted local Chevy dealership for all your automotive needs. You know that feeling when you're exactly where you're meant to be? That's what it feels like to bank at First National Bank Pierre. We're not some big faceless corporation. We're your neighbors. We're the people you see at the grocery store, at the local ball game. We're committed to helping this community grow one person at a time. Need a loan for your new home? Or maybe you're starting that business you've always dreamed of. Our team is here ready to listen and help you find the right financial solution. Because at First National Bank in Pierre, we believe in hometown banking. Visit us at one of our 2 locations in Pierre or our Fort Pierre location. First National Bank, your hometown bank.
1st and 10, make that 2nd down and 9 from the 35 to start this fourth quarter. John Winkler alongside Mendel Miller, and the Govs 12 minutes away from a 9th straight trip to the Dakota Dome, trying to win their 8th title in their last 9 attempts. When the Huron Tigers are in Governor territory at the 35-yard line, as the Tigers with their backup quarterback Colt Culver, who's thrown just 3 times so far. He's 1 for 3 for 20 yards. He'll throw for the 4th time. That's going to be up in the air, up for grabs, and a catch is made in traffic. That is an incredible catch. Lincoln Shorthard was draped all over the man, and it's still a 1st down for the Huron Tigers, down to the 15, a gain of 20 again.
Yeah, good job of throwing the ball to the world. The receiver could kind of box out the defender and make the catch, got him on his back. But yeah, excellent coverage and just a better offensive play that time.
Jurgens was the one that made the catch. Now it'll be a fumble on the exchange, and falling on it is going to be Culver, and it'll be 2nd down. Oh boy, that nearly ended that ball game. I know there's still 11:25 to go. Culver's a little bit shaken up as he comes to the sideline. The loss will end up being back to the 21, loss of 6 for Culver.
Yeah, and you know that. I don't think that was really a read option, so I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe a mess up in the play call or a misunderstanding on the play call, because it should have been just looked like just a direct handoff.
10:55 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Culver looking to throw it towards the end zone, up in the air. It is going to be, is it intercepted? It is going to be incomplete. Nearly intercepted. Elwine took it away from the potential interception. Logan Whitty had the opportunity to pull it down, but Elwine was the one that kept it from being an interception. He played defense on that play.
Absolutely. Whitty ran it very well, went up and high-pointed the ball and did look like he had both hands on it, but Elwine is able to pry it out.
So 3rd down and 16, 10:48 to go here in the fourth quarter. Ball's at the 21-yard line. It's 4-down territory. You're down by 21. You're right at the edge of the red zone. You want to get something here to make it more manageable. Culver will look to his left. He'll throw it back to his right, over the top, and nearly incomplete again, but a really good read there by Aiden Beam, as Carter Porish is the one to make the catch, and it's now 4th down, only a gain of 4 on that play, and it's 4th and 12.
Yeah, absolutely. Great read by Beam there. Staying home, kind of a little semi-roll to the left where you're trying to drag all the attention that way and then have a little throwback to the tight end. But Beam read it perfectly and was right there.
So now it's 4th and 12. Play clock is down to 10 as they break the huddle. This could be the ball game right here. Governors lead it by 21. Huron needs a score with just 10 minutes to go. Culver back to pass. He'll throw over the middle to the end zone. It is going to be incomplete and a turnover on downs. Well, Eilers was over there. I believe Lincoln Schoenhardt was the one in coverage. It was Schoenhardt to break up the pass and a turnover on downs against the Tigers. And with 9:59 left to go, the Governors will have it with all kinds of time to try and take off the clock now.
Yeah, pretty good pass there, but a better defense by the Govs to knock it away and get the ball back. And now I think you're going to see a lot of Porter Hunsley and a little bit of Jaron Deal mixed in running the ball.
From the 17-yard line where the Governors will take over, 9:59 to go. Deal and Hunsley are the two guys in the backfield here for the Governors. You would think that they will take as much time off the play clock as they can as the clock is moving. Down to 5 seconds right now on the play clock. Deal will look to pass, maybe for a home run shot. Comes to the near side for Terwilliger. He'll tiptoe the sideline, got both feet in bounds. That's an NFL catch for Cooper Terwilliger, and he's out of bounds for a gain of 11. He's at a gain of 12, and it's 1st and 10. Well, they will call it just a gain of 11 for Terwilliger.
Yeah, nice pass there, throwing it up there, letting Terwilliger go get it, and I guess that's what we know, right? Run the ball and then throw it to Terwilliger.
That's right, yeah. Easy enough for us to say just to run the football. The Governors are going to be targeting those favorite guys. 9:53 remaining. Here's a toss play right side for Hunsley. He'll try and get outside. He's got to try and stay in bounds here, but he's going to be wrapped up, and he will stay in bounds. Good job there by Porter Hunsley. It turns into a gain of 8, and he did a really good job of staying in bounds.
Yeah, he could have easily taken that out of bounds. I think he kind of hunts contact anyway, so he was more than willing to turn it back upfield and take on the defender.
2nd down and 2 here for the Governors, who will continue to just take time off the clock right now. With 9:20 remaining here in the 4th quarter, trying to advance the 11AA state championship for the 9th straight year. Pistol formation here for the Govs. Play clock is down to 4. Snap and handoff. Hunsley drops the football, and the Tigers fall on it. The exchange wasn't great for the Govs, and the Huron Tigers, I believe, have the football they do.
Yeah, really the one thing that Pierre couldn't do is turn the ball over, and looked like the snap Deal caught it, but never really, maybe didn't really have a firm grasp on it, and then the handoff was never secured by Hunsley.
So they will start the 36-yard line, Huron, with 9:03 to go. It's just a 56-second drive for the Governors that turns into Huron having a little bit of breath of life right now. Down by 21. Near side, 3 receivers. They'll throw to that near side. The catch will be made, and a good open field tackle. Porter Hunsley, probably a little bit some anger on that tackle. Mason Juergens made the catch, and Hunsley threw him to the ground pretty quick.
Yeah, I think he was a little bit of emotional play there, feeling a little bit upset about the fumble, and makes a nice play. Short gain.
So a gain of 3 on that play. As that was, again, Juergens that made the catch. That's his 4th catch for 33 yards. They'll hand it off for Holst. On 2nd and 7, he's got a 1st down. He's able to break into the secondary. He's wrapped up by, I believe, Eilers. And it's going to be 1st and 10 here for the Governors. Make that sun and shine that dropped him to the 21-yard line. As that turns into a gain of 12 for Holst.
Yeah, nice little draw play there. Pierre knows that Huron has to score quickly, trying to take away the pass, give up a little draw, but
as Holst will get the handoff again, trying to cut it left side. Sam Larson over there made that first contact, and Holst will be able to get a gain of about 3 or 4, make it 2nd down and 6 for the Tigers.
Yeah, at this point in the game, the defense is just trying to, even if they give up a touchdown, if they take a long time to get there, it's a win for Pierre. The clock is definitely their friend.
Yeah, under 7:40 to go now here in the 4th quarter. Governors still lead it by 21, 28-7. 2nd down and 7 officially from the 18-yard line. Looking to pass is Culver. He's rolling to the right. He'll throw it to the sideline. At the sideline is Juergens. He does make the catch as he's at the 10-yard line and picks up 8 yards and a 1st down. And it will be 1st and goal. Will it be 1st and goal? It will be I think they maybe say that they're going to have a chance to get a first down. But it is a gain of 8 on that catch. Jurgens has been the favorite target for 5 catches, 41 yards. It is first and goal. They will drop the chains. First and goal for the 10 with 7:15 remaining. Now they started the clock. It should not have ran because Jurgens was out of bounds. I don't know how much time was left on the clock when he got out of bounds. Every second matters right now. The Tigers down by 21.
Please reset the play clock to 7:25.
So 7:25. They'll put 8 seconds back up on the clock. So first and goal for the 10. Receiver on each side. Shotgun formation for Culver, trying to throw a touchdown pass. High snap. He's going to bring it down, but Sam Larson is wrapping him up, and he gets the help with some other Governors. And Culver is going to get maybe a gain of 1 or 2.
Yeah, the first time we've seen Culver really on a designed run. Probably not the runner that Porish is, probably not the threat that Porish is. So,
yeah, 3 attempts for 2 yards so far in the season. Obviously, as a backup quarterback, you're probably not going to run the ball very much yourself. But he's now 2 carries for -4 yards in this ball game with 6:45 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Second down and 8. Second and goal from the 8. They're going to hand it off for Holst, trying to go right up the middle. He's going to get to the goal line. He is going to get in for a touchdown with 6:37 to go. An 8-yard touchdown run for Landon Holst. And Huron's not done yet. Makes it 28-13, pending the extra point here for the Tigers.
Yeah, he's a really good runner. He runs behind his pads, but he's very shifty. He doesn't make huge cuts, but he just makes enough for people to miss, and he's a really good player.
36-yard drive, 6 plays. Holst with the run. Extra point was blocked by the Governors. Beam over there, along with Logan Whitty. And it's a 28-13 lead for the Governors, which will force the Tigers, if they get the opportunity, to have to go for 2 to try and get the game tied at some point. So 6:37 to go here in the fourth quarter. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
The entire team at Carson Erickson Roofing sends our heartfelt thanks to our local veterans. You stand for service and reliability. We strive to bring the same standard to every roof we install. Carson Erickson Roofing. Protect your home today.
We welcome you back. It is a 28-13 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffleby scoreboard for the Pierre Governors, as they will get the ball to the Governors outside of a onside kick. And Mendel, is this the time with 6:37 to go for an onside kick if you're here on it? Pierre thinks they're going to go for an onside kick right now. I think.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody was thinking that they're going to kick down the wrong side of the field.
I don't know. I don't know if you get the ball back twice more if you don't. So I think they do have to maybe take a shot at it. Pierre's definitely defending it.
Yeah, they've got 9 guys within the 50 and 45-yard line. Looking a little bit more of the hands team here for the Governors to try and make sure that they get this ball back. 6:37 to go, expecting Huron to go for an onside kick. We'll see what they do. It will be an onside kick. It'll bounce up in the hands of Jaron Deal and almost took him by surprise, but baseball players are perfect in that spot, and Jaron Deal feels it like a ground ball and makes sure that he falls on it like a ground ball.
Yeah, a little bad hop grounder there. Comes up, gets him in the face mask. But, honestly, that's a pretty good effort for a high school kicker on an onside attempt. He got the bounce that he wanted, but Deal was up to the task.
All right, now the Governors here with 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line, and they're trying to run out this clock now. And can they do that in this ball game and not allow the Huron Tigers another chance to possess the football? It'll be a toss play right side. Can Ducheneau is now the tailback. Ducheneau will get a yard or 2. They're They're going to give him just right. Well, one lineman's got him. Yeah, just a gain of 1 to the 48-yard line. For Kea Ducheneau, that was just his first run of the night. He had a target earlier in the ball game, but just unable to make the catch. I believe he ran the ball one other time and got called back for a hold. But the Govs will take as much time as they can off the clock. 6 minutes to go, 10 seconds remaining on the play clock. They don't need to score up by 15 right now, trying to advance to the 11AA state championship. Two receivers on that far side. There'll be a handoff, trying to go up the middle. Ducheneau, again, not a whole lot of running room. And no gain on that run, and it's 3rd down and 9 here for the Pierre Governors. And what do the Governors, Mendel, what do the Governors do here? Do you pass the football, or to maybe a design run for Jaron Deal? What can you make it a 4-down territory if you pick up half the yards?
I think they probably punt, but I wouldn't be surprised if Deal runs here.
Trying to get the Tigers to jump. They started to go, but did not cross the line of scrimmage. Play clock is down to 8. Ducheneau still in the backfield here for the Governors. Low snap, another handoff for Ducheneau. He's met at the 50-yard line, so it's 4th down, a gain of just 2. And Cooper Bischoff on the tackle. The Governors will send the punting unit out, and they're going to go 3 and out. It ends up being a gain of 3 overall for Ducheneau. So the Govs pick up just 4 yards on that 3 and out with 4:40 to go here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, kind of hear the wind on the microphones here. It's really picked up here in the last 5 minutes, and Pierre will be punting into that wind.
Yeah, going from left to right across the football field and across your radio dial right now. Snap for Deal. It was not a good punt from Deal. It's going to bounce its way out of bounds, and it turns into a 1-yard punt for Jaron Deal. So all of a sudden, Huron Tigers have some life back with down by 15 with 4:22 to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely giving them some confidence, giving them some life, and letting them hang around. And you don't want to do that. You want to be able to end and finish games. But right now, the defense just has to guard against the big play. They just got to make sure that Huron doesn't score quickly.
So here on this next drive, Colt Culver will look to pass. He's still looking to pass. He's still looking to pass. He'll throw it and hit Carter Porish, who will get out of, no, he will stay inbounds. The clock will continue to run. That was a long, long time for Carter Porish to eventually make that catch. Culver was looking down the field, looking for everybody. Turns into a gain of 3 on that first down catch and throw.
Yeah, they had a little double move going down the sideline, and Pierre actually had a double covered. So he had to come underneath, but he definitely gave it a chance. He was looking down.
They have to score here, does Huron. Throw to the near side for Mason Juergens. He's going to get out of bounds. Going to be 3rd down and short. Ends up being a gain of 4, and it's 3rd down and 3. Another 4-yard gain. Mason Juergens, who's got one catch of 20 yards. Everything else has been within 10 yards of making catches for Mason Juergens. But it's 3rd and 3, 3:41 to go. Clock is stopped right now. All 3 timeouts for Huron. I make that 2 timeouts for Huron. They have to score in this possession, otherwise the Governors will most likely win the football game, barring a massive collapse. The throw to the near side, that'll be incomplete. Either the far side on the line. Schultz Jr. was the intended receiver, and that's a big break for the Governors, because that throw and where Schultz was at, he had a lot of running room to try and pick up a lot of yards.
Yeah, that was a break for the Govs, because the throw was about knee high, just a little bit low, but he had some open ground up the middle of the field there. So big play here, 4th down, 3 yards to go. One stop here, as you said, can go a long ways finishing this off.
Culver is now 7 of 12 for 15, make that for 62 yards, excuse me. 2 receivers near side. Juergens goes in motion, looking to the left side. Culver on 4th down. He'll stop and throw, looking, and that's going to be intercepted by the Governors. Another interception on that far side. And Porter Hunsley makes the interception, and the Governors are just about to seal this one away for the Tigers.
Yeah, nobody open there. He was rolling left, and again, they had 3 receivers kind of all running different out patterns. Pierre was all over it, nobody to throw to, tries to throw it up to his tall receiver to make a play, but Hunsley makes a better one.
So the Govs now at their own 34-yard line can try and ice this one away on the clock with 3:30 to go. And can Pierre get this final tally and pick up the win? This will be a handoff for Hunsley. He's met at the line of scrimmage. He's still trying to push his way forward. He's still moving forward, and Hunsley will pick up a good gain out to the 38-yard line. A gain of 4, where Hunsley was maybe going to get one. He turns into a game of 4, and a timeout will be taken by Coach Strand. He'll have one left, and with 3:07 to go and one timeout remaining, or 3:05 to go and one timeout remaining, this is the time that if the Tigers don't get the stop here, Mendel, we're going to ice the clock away, and the Governors are going to go to the 11AA state championship.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, another play, another 5 seconds, another timeout. You're running your third down play with 3 minutes to go. Even if you're unsuccessful, Huron's going to get the ball back with 2 minutes and no timeouts. So, but one timeout would just about seal it. Or one first down, excuse me. One first down and just about seal it for them.
So the Governors are just about on their way to the 9th straight trip to the Dome, which started all the way back in 2017. And right now they look like they be meeting the Yankton Bucks, who are up 41-28 with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Sturgis does have the football, and they can find their way. They're just now a 13-point game, so if Sturgis is able to score, there's still time left in that game for Sturgis to try and come back and win. But right now, if scores hold out, it will be Pierre and Yankton.
Please reset the game clock to 3:10.
3:10 will be put on the game clock. But as long as the Governors do hold on, they'll get the win. We'll have coverage at 6:30 next week, Friday, and a 7 o'clock kickoff here on KCCR, and we will have it on YouTube at KCCR Sports, so you can watch as you have been throughout the entire season on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Handoff for Hunsley again, going right up the middle. He will pick up maybe a yard or two, and it's third down. And there's a flag that will come in. Is that going to be on Huron, or is that going to be on Pierre? If that's against the Tigers, that is a massive penalty. I mean, it's going to be a massive penalty against Pierre, whoever it's on. Gain of 2 right now.
After the play was over, personal foul, number 50 offense, personal foul,
So they got both guys for Pierre and for Huron. So the play was after the play was over, so it turns into a gain of 2 to the 40-yard line, and Coach Strand will take his final timeout, assuming that the game clock will start, which it should. And it's going to be third down and 4, and it will be the final timeout here for the Huron Tigers. So 3rd and 4 with 3:01 to go. And this is, for Mendel, this is the ball game right here. If the Governors can pick up first down, they will win this football game and advance to the state championship.
Yeah, exactly. You can't quite kneel it out, but you're definitely going to take it down inside of a minute, and that's not going to be enough time for Huron to do anything. So it comes down to making 4 yards here on this one and then holding on to the ball.
So the Govs, who only scored 1 time, they were shut out in the first half in week 2 against the Huron Tigers, scored just that 1 touchdown, had a much better second half, but still only scored once, and lost 13-7. Scored the first 2 drives of the ball game, and even with the blocked extra point, right now would have been enough to win the football game. But back-to-back drives where the Governors got the touchdown runs from Porter Hunsley. Just a massive, massive day for the Governors. They've got one of their 2 losses in 11AA avenged. If it's Yankton that they play, they can avenge that second loss and win the state championship. And if it's Sturgis, the Govs will try and go 2-0 against the Scoopers to win the title. 3:01 to go here in the fourth quarter. Third down to be a pitch near side for Hunsley. He will get near the line to gain. He might be at everybody's pointing first down for the Governors right now. I think he's going to be a half a yard short.
Yep, I agree.
I think they're going to have to measure it.
If the lines are straight, he's
he's going to be short
by half a football.
They are going to measure it, but right now it's a gain of 3, but maybe it can be a gain of 4. Would be great to see a gain of 4 with 2:43 to go. Now, you're 4th and inches. I know you're at your own 44-yard line, 43-yard line. You got to go for it, right? Just to ice it. You put the ball away from your own 43, 4th and inches.
Well, keep in mind, Jaron Deal just had a 1-yard punt.
Also true, yeah.
But
it is short. It is short, by the way.
Yeah, but if it's me, I just kick it away. I mean, I show some confidence in Jaron and say, go kick it like you can, and not let that last punt be a 1-yarder going into the dome.
They will. That is true, because you never know when a punt might be effective and flip the field. We saw the field position game be such a huge part in the Love and AA State Championship last year. Obviously, the Governors fell by a point, but it looks like I think they're keeping the offense out to try and pick up that 1 yard.
They may try to just draw them offside, too.
That could be another thing. The clock will run once they get everybody set. Game clock or play clock is at 25, so they can't take off the full 40 seconds.
Could run this down, try to draw them offside, run it down, call timeout.
And see if they do actually get them. They will run the play. It'll be Hunsley. It's a first down for the Governors as he will cross midfield, and that just about does it. A gain of 9 for Porter Hunsley on that run. And the Govs are going to head their way to the Dakota Dome for a 9th straight year.
Yeah, good run up the middle. Great job by the line. Big hole for Hunsley. There was no effort to draw him offside. It was a quick snap, and Hunsley goes right up the middle for a big gain.
We will have our post-game show coming up. We will talk to our players of the game and get you set for the state championship next Friday at the Dakota Dome in Vermilion. 1st and 10 from the 48. We'll have to run the ball a couple more times. Porter Hunsley, the biggest thing will be the Govs have to make sure that they remain calm. There's a lot of emotions at the end of this game, as it will be a gain of 3 to make it 2nd down and 7.
And hang on to the ball.
No fumbles, no turnovers. As it is 90 seconds left to go here in the 4th quarter. Governors continue to take the ball all the way down, take the clock all the way down. As they will snap it with 2 seconds to go on the play clock. Actually, Coach Steele's got to take a timeout to make sure they don't have a delay game with 1:15 to go. But it'll be just a quick 30-second timeout. And again, don't go anywhere. We've got the post-game show. We'll talk to our players of the game. And again, get you set for the state championship next week, Friday. It's become a tradition to get to the Dome. Almost a decade straight for the Governors. 1 more year to make it a decade straight, but their only concern is winning title number 8 in 9 consecutive years.
Yeah, that's an unprecedented run as well. Just amazing what the Governors have been able to accomplish as a dynasty, really.
So we had, Mendo, you got to help me out here. I didn't write down the right names. The interceptions for the Governors. There are 2 interceptions overall. Sun and Shine had 1, I believe.
Let's see. Hunsley had the last one.
But yeah, Porter Hunsley. Hunsley. So it will be a couple of kneel downs here for the Governors. The math works out that they don't have to run another play. They can take a couple kneel downs and advance to the state championship. And so we will, again, talk to our players of the game. We'll talk with head coach Steve Steele. And the Govs will be on their way to the Dakota Dome next week, Friday. It's by the 49-yard line. Governors will take it down as long as it's under 40 seconds. It'll just be one more snap. Game clock is under 40, play clock down to 4. One final snap and one more kneel down, and the Governors are headed to the Dakota Dome. They come into Huron and knock off the Tigers, and will take on either Yankton or Sturgis in the 11 AA state championship next week Friday, 28-13. Govs win again. And we'll head back to Vermilion. Back in 3 minutes with the post-game show. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
River Bottom Sanitation, your locally owned waste management company serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre communities. Contact River Bottom Sanitation for your residential and commercial pickups. Now River Bottom Sanitation is your source for all your roll-off needs. River Bottom Sanitation in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Give them a call for pricing at 605-222-1120. River Bottom Sanitation. That's 605-222-1120.
Mornings are crazy, but my breakfast doesn't have to suffer. Thank goodness for Branding Iron. Seriously, I just use their app. Done. I grab my takeout coffee and breakfast sandwich on the way to work. And for lunch, it's the best quality food with a daily lunch special. My food is ready when I need it, and it makes my whole day better. Your best day starts and ends with the Branding Iron Bistro. Ordering breakfast, coffee, or lunch right from the app. Download the Branding Iron Bistro app today. Quality branded right.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. You'll find a great selection of quality new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep vehicles, plus a great selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take good care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and body shop, along with a friendly financing team that'll do their best to get you into your next new or pre-owned vehicle with financing that fits your budget. Wagner Auto is your local, family-owned, full-service dealership in Pierre. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
So why do teenagers play high school sports?
My reason why is a sense of purpose.
My reason why is to inspire others.
One reason student athletes seldom mention is to get an athletic scholarship. They know that only 2% of all high school athletes are awarded a sports scholarship. So why do they play?
My reason why is friendship.
Tell us your reason using the hashtag #MyReasonWhy.
This message presented by the NFHS and the South Dakota High School Activities Association.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Hello, friends. This is Pastor Sam at Faith Lutheran Church. We have many blessings to give thanks. A beautiful city on the river, helpful and encouraging friends and neighbors, and of course, our peer athletes. They're the reason for us being here, so let's help them out. I will be praying for our athletes throughout this season. I encourage you to join me in praying for their health and safety as well as their success, both on the field and in the classroom.
We're Faith Lutheran and we are glad you're here.
As we welcome you back, the Pierre Governors get the win here tonight, 28-13 over the Huron Tigers. John Wickler alongside Mendel Millers. We'll talk to our players of the game coming up here in just a little bit. I think a lot of the guys are ready to go to get warmed up, as I'm not sure where they're going. I think they don't realize that they are lost because we're down here and they're over. They walked into the press box. They'll eventually make their way down. But Pierre Governors, they do win at 28-13, and we will talk to some of these guys. There you go. They're eager to get into the warmth of the press box.
They took the long way.
Just a little bit extra steps here tonight. So, first guy that we'll talk to. Who are we going to talk to first? Is it going to be Carter Shufflebind? No, Porter Hunsley will go first. So Porter will get the headset, the microphone over to him. Porter, you finished with 94 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, get an interception as well. What was working here tonight for this Governor team to get to the state championship again?
Well, we were definitely able to do our jobs on offense and defense both. Did a great job blocking on offense. Defense, coverage was locked down. We had the run game. Here and there we'd slip up a few times, but we made sure we came back and got the win.
Yeah, great job of running. You get the tough yards, right, and then Deal going outside. How much does that help you to have a fast running back threatening the defense outside, opening up for you in the middle?
It definitely helps a lot. Makes them on their toes. Got to be ready for both run styles, so we can run a few fast plays in here and there, and then power game, and it'll work right up the middle.
Have you been excited to be a part of this offense too now?
Yes, it's definitely fun because you get to be a big part of the scoring and getting the game done.
I got to ask you, when are they going to throw it to you out of the backfield?
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we could slip one in this week.
This is a team that you guys played back in week 2. You end up losing by 6, only scored 7 points. Now you come out, first 2 drives, you score both times. How much confidence did that give this offense here tonight?
That builds a lot of confidence. We came in here with a chip on our shoulder, remembering week 2 when we lost to them. We just wanted to come back and stomp on them, get the win, and ruin their thoughts of going to the Dome.
How cold are you guys? Not cold
if
at
I'm
all.
being honest, not very cold at all.
Well, hey, it looks like going to be Yankton next Friday down the Dakota Dome. What do you expect against them a second time again?
Again, they'll be fast. They're a fast team. They play fast. They got athletes all over the place. We got to watch out for their quarterback can run. He can throw, so we got to be ready for everything.
Well, congrats on the win. We'll see you in a nice, warm facility in Dakota Dome next Friday.
Thank you very much.
First, Porter Hunsley will now go to Jaron Deal, who threw the ball just 16 times for 142 yards, a touchdown throw to Carter Shufflebine, as he also ran for 155 yards and scored as well. Jaron, obviously you were not the quarterback the first time you guys played in Huron. Now, second time, obviously as a receiver the first time, now as a quarterback this time. What was different about this team?
They dropped a lot of people back in coverage, so we just had to open up the run game. Run game was well, they dropped a lot of people back in coverage, so we just had to open up the run game, find our gaps, and run the ball a lot tonight.
A lot of quarterback draws early, especially with those defensive backs playing so deep, getting those receivers on them, giving you a lot of room. It's got to be fun to get through the line and see all that space and all that green.
Yeah, it's really fun. My line blocks really well, gives me great holes to run through, and I just find gaps and try to get as many yards as I can.
And you and Porter both being in the backfield, the dynamic of you guys both being there, what's that like of having both you and Porter back there?
Oh, it's great. Porter's such a great athlete. We both know that if we need yards, both of us can get them. He's more of a power back, and I'll go to the outside, but yeah, we're just a great duo back there.
Yeah, on the pass game, not as many probably screens and things like that as you guys throw a lot of times. Didn't run as much of the bubble and stuff like that. What were you looking for with those safeties so deep? What were you looking for to be open?
Yeah, we were just looking for the shortage yards because the safeties always drop back every time we show pass, so just short yards and just, throw it over what the defense gave us.
You now go in and face Yankton in the state's championship. Asked Porter this too, but what do you expect from Yankton? Again, you were not the quarterback the first time you guys faced Yankton. What do you expect going into this state championship?
Yeah, Yankton's going to be good. They got a great athletes, like Porter said. They probably got a good pass coverage, but we'll just have to dive into film and go get them next week.
Well, congratulations on the win. We'll see you in Vermillion next Friday.
Thank you.
Headed over to Carter Shufflebine, who had 7 catches for 66 yards. Carter, you set the new single-season record for receptions. You're still a little under 100 yards away from breaking the single-season reception yard record. But talk about being able to. You caught the ball almost 70 times now this season. What's it like being in this offense and having all those targets be thrown your way?
This offense, it works really well together. We can run the ball, we can pass the ball. It's nice that we have a lot of receivers that can make plays and quarterbacks that can make it happen. So I just think that just being able to run the ball opens up the pass a lot more, get a lot of receptions. Just getting the ball in the playmakers' hands, the athletes on the field, I feel like that really helps spread out the offense, and we have a really good front line, a really good receiving core, and a good backfield. So, just spreading it all out really opens up a lot of good things to happen.
A lot of empty sets tonight, 5 wide, things like that. Really open, does give you some field to work with. What's your favorite pattern out of that 5 wide set?
You know me, I like to take deep shots, but Huron wasn't going to give that up tonight. So we can open the backfield up. We can go empty because we just have a quarterback that can scramble all around out there. That really helps. And then spreading the playmakers out in the field, we can basically go any side we want to, run any routes, and it just really opens it up for the pass game and also the scramble game.
Well, you were at the goal line the first drive of the ball game when you caught your 22-yard touchdown pass. You get backed up by a couple penalties. You're outside the red zone. It's still goal to go for the Govs. Was there any panic at all in the huddle? I guess you don't really huddle. Was there any panic much at all? Is it kind of just another day in the office trying to score a touchdown for Pierre?
Obviously, it's not as easy as being on the 5-10-yard line, but those are just things we can clean up really easily, just small things, but just takes focus, just the mental side of the ball. But yeah, we can make plays, 5-yard line, 40-yard line, don't matter.
Take us back to that touchdown pass, 22 deals rolling left, finds you kind of in the corner there. Are you the first look there, or did you kind of have to scramble with him and adjust your route?
That wasn't the designated route. It was kind of a scramble play. He had a little bit of pressure, he had to roll out. I saw that and just ran with him, and he threw a great ball right at the corner of the end zone. Toe tapped it right in the backside, and it was a good play.
2 foot down, right?
Yes, sir.
So real quick too. First question is, what's it mean to be now the single season reception record in for Pierre Governor history?
I wasn't really. I didn't really know what I had to get done there in this game to make that happen, but I mean, it's really cool. I'm really glad that I could do that for the team, and I think that hopefully in the dome here I can maybe up that a little bit more, and hopefully we can get the win.
Make it really hard for anybody to catch it. But final question for you. What do you expect from Yankton next Friday?
There's a lot of playmakers on that team. They have a good quarterback, pretty good backfield, and a lot of good receivers. So our secondary is going to have to really lock in. If we can get some good pressure out of our D-line, that'll really help them out. And they also have a good defense. But they don't play quite like Huron. They're a little bit different. So we can dive into film this week, figure them out, and we'll go from there.
Well, congratulations on winning, and maybe a couple of juggling interceptions from this guy that we're going to talk to next. Sutton and Shy, that is Carter Shufflebine, who, again, sets the single-season reception record. Sutton, you made a incredible juggling interception where you're basically, you tipped it to yourself after it was tipped first, and then you're laying down and you still make the catch. Take us through that, and did you just see the football in a black sky up in the air? What was that like?
To be honest, that was quite literally just luck. I mean, that Huron defender tipped it, and I just raised my hand up there, and someone went my way, and it hit me and just landed right into my chest.
Talk about the challenges of facing a Huron team with a lot of receivers that are 6'5", 6'6", 6'9", whatever. Talk about your mindset when you're going up against those taller guys.
Yeah, our mindset is that's our ball. When that ball's in the air, we attack them, and we attack them hard. I mean, every play we're going after them. It don't matter if they're 4 foot or 6'9" or whatever it is. We're going to go after that ball and win the jump ball battle.
Well, and you guys hold them to 13 points, and obviously the first time you guys played them defensively, you held them to just 7 points. They scored 1 offensive touchdown. But to see this offense jump out to scoring in the first 2 drives, how much confidence, again, I ask that question a lot, but how much confidence does that give you in a state semifinal game, knowing that the offense was able to score right away?
Yeah, when the offense puts in the end zone early, that gives us all the momentum in the state semifinals. Blood's rushing. It just brings everyone's energy up and makes someone play harder for another reason, get the offense ball back and put more on the board.
So, as a defensive back, right, interceptions, the glory, that's the fun stuff, right? But what I was really impressed with was the way you filled the lanes, especially on your option plays and things like that, coming up and making that. Tell us a little bit about your reading on those options and where you're filling the gap.
Yeah, we were key in number 81. I mean, when they do that counter play, they lead you right to the ball, and it was just a perfect hole for me, and I just had to meet him right at the line and finish the play.
You get yanked in the state championship. Porter obviously was one of those guys we talked to. He's on that defensive side, but your look on the defensive end against both Carter and Jaron talked about how many playmakers on that team. You have to go against those guys next Friday. What do you expect the second time around that can be different for the Governors to get the win?
Yeah, when we were down in Yankton, our coverage was a little soft. We weren't playing as aggressive as we usually do as DBs. I mean, they have speed all around. We got to use that. We got to figure it out. We got to figure out what they're going to do. We just got to play our game.
Well, congratulations on the win. We'll see you in Vermillion next Friday.
Thank you.
That is Sun and Shine, who is our final player of the game. We will talk with Steve Steele coming up in just a little bit. He has had to do several interviews before he gets over to us to wrap up the evening. But it is going to be the Yankton Bucks and the Pierre Governors in the state championship, with Yankton winning over Sturgis 41-28. So looking at the state championships, Sioux Falls Lincoln will take on Brandon Valley in 11 AAA. We do know 11 AA. Sioux Falls Christian beat West Central 35-0. They'll take on Lennox in 11A in the state championship, who beat Del Rapids 15-14. Elk Point Jefferson beat Dual 43-36 in a shootout, and then they will take on St. Thomas More, who beat Clark Willow Lake 50-14. In 11B. In 9AA, Elkton Lake Bend knocked off Parkston 14-8, and Freeman Marion Freeman Academy got the win over Hamlin 45-12. We heard earlier, Wall beat Phillip 56-6. Howard end up with the win over Alcester Hudson 18-12. The 7 seed will be the lowest seed to make the state championship. No one other than no 5 seed, no 6 seed is 7. It's 1 versus 2 or 3, or this one will be number 7 for Howard, the 7 seed. Del Rapids St. Mary, they won 22-16 over Faulkton area. They will take on Avon in the 1-2 matchup. 38-28 was that final. Winnebago beat Todd County 36-8 in the All Nations Championship in the All Nations A Championship. McLaughlin beat White River earlier today 28-8 in the All Nations B Championship. So those are your scores, and that was perfect timing because Steve Steele is making his way over to us as we'll hand the microphone over to him. And first, Coach, congratulations on the win. Your thoughts here, 10 minutes after the game is over, your thoughts on getting the win here in Huron tonight?
Well, the game's definitely been over more than 10 minutes. Yeah, but no, it was a hard-fought battle. That's a really good Huron football team. Their defense, again, time after time, they're a challenge to score on in the red zone. Thankfully, we got 2 that we scored outside of the red zone. That was a tough battle for those guys, and very, very proud of how our guys stepped up all over the place, made the plays that we needed to make, and ultimately found a way to get it done.
Yeah, you got to be happy with your defense. I thought the first half especially, you really clamped down. Didn't give them a running game really to start out. The only touchdown they got, they really benefited from a defensive pass interference penalty to convert along for a third down. But what was the key? Where were you focused on defense?
Yeah, I think it all starts with the run game. Number 9, he was a heck of a running back. It was probably the first time that you've ever seen really a 2-minute attack where they just turn around and hand the ball off. It worked. He worked really hard. He almost willed themselves to that second touchdown of theirs. I think our defense wanted to be aggressive and stopping that, forcing them to throw the ball. That stop initially, we felt like we had to get on top. We didn't want to play even or behind. Not that you ever really want to, but especially with the style of play that Huron has. So their stop right out of the gate was a huge critical moment for us, and then us being able to go down and get on top really set the tone for the rest of the game.
Your first drive, you get it first and goal, you get it second and goal, and then all of a sudden you back up twice and you're outside the red zone on the 22-yard line. And Huron, made a living on that against you guys in the first, and they've made a living all season against every team they faced. Was there any, I'm assuming there was no thought of, oh boy, here we go again. It was just, we're going to find a way to score a touchdown, and obviously Shufflemine makes the catch in the side of the end zone to get you guys the lead. That had to have been such a big momentum builder for the Governors, and maybe at least a deep breath for the Governors, knowing that even when things weren't going well late in the drive, you guys are still able to score.
Yeah, that was a huge relief, I guess, in one sense, or whatever you want to call it. It felt good to get that one because it took over a half to get that last time. And I said very, very thankful that he did a heck of a job scrambling out, finding a way to find some time. And Chef did executed a scramble drill perfectly. Our routes were actually going left to right. And then we end up throwing the touchdown coming back to the left. So, really well executed scramble drill from Jaron and from our receivers.
Yeah, we asked him about that, and that's what he said. It was a scramble. It wasn't a design play. But on the playing against the defense, is playing basically 3 deep safeties, and their corners were way back. So you have five defensive backs 10 yards off the ball. You did a really good job on the quarterback draws and getting those receivers down there and creating space. Is it hard to be patient against that defense?
Yeah, that was kind of our theme that we talked with the offense is we got to be boring today. we've got to be boring. They just want you to, and it's hard for us. We want to be an aggressive offense. That's what we thrived on the last 4 games. But they wanted us to take those chances and waste downs throwing the ball. Not just for a turnover, but you go get 3-4 yards at 2nd and 7. You throw an incomplete pass at 2nd and 10. So it was a challenge mindset-wise for us and for our team. To make sure that we had to play boring, and I think the guys did a pretty darn good job playing boring.
Carter Scheffelbein sets the school record for most receptions in a season. He picked up 7 catches today. He's still about a little over 90 yards from breaking the single season yard record receiving wise. But for a guy that's still got another game that can add on to it and make things really difficult for anybody to catch, because it felt like nobody was going to catch Bradley Dean ever, the amount of catches he had his senior year. What that says about Scheffelbein, what this says about this offense, and how proud you are to set another record as the Governors. And again, it feels like every single year you set a record and say, well, that can't ever be broken. Like, how can any peer team find a way to be better than what the previous peer team was? And here you are setting another record. What does that say about this year's team?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to watch these guys go out and play. Records are meant to be broken, obviously. You don't always think they're going to be broken as fast as they're broken. But again, I know Carter and Chef's a lot more excited that we have a game next week than he is about any of that stuff. And I think that's part of the main reason, that I think we've had the success that we've had is that's everybody's focus, and today it didn't take him getting deep balls to win the game, and he was fine with that. Maybe next week it will. We don't know, but I think that's the selfless aspect of all these guys is incredible to watch, because no one's saying I only got, I need to get mine. No one's got that attitude. Everybody's got that attitude of whatever it takes that we got to do. That's what we need to do.
Well, you go from, everybody was very excited to face the Huron Tigers last Thursday whenever we found out that Huron had won. Everybody seems to be pretty excited to be able to face Yankton, because it's not, you're not picking and choosing who you want to play. It's just who's in front of you. But the excitement of trying to go avenge one of those losses last week to this week, you did. Now you get to do that again in the state championship. How exciting is it to be facing the Yankton team coming up Friday in the state championship?
Yeah, it's excited to be. And this is kind of it's one of the things that we talked about again most of the week. But getting to the end is just special, because there's nothing. You've reached the game that no matter what happens, it's your last one. You're going to get to experience every single thing you could experience with this particular family that is the football team. And the fact that it's Yankton makes it a little bit sweeter, just because, again, it gives you that opportunity to beat everybody that you played in 11AA. And to be a state champion, that's what you want. You want to be the best team and have beaten every team. And to get that opportunity, it's definitely going to be special. And, it's not going to be easy. We got to get back to work, and we got to go find a way to earn it.
Well, Coach, appreciate the time. Congratulations on the win. We'll see you. We'll talk to you at Coach's Corner Wednesday and in the pregame show next week, Friday.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
That is head coach Steve Steele, the victorious Pierre Governors, 28-13, our final score here tonight on the American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein scoreboard. Governors go for 395 yards of total offense. We'll see if I can get my mouse to work here to get you all the totals. 395 yards of offense to 225 for the Huron Tigers. The Governors ran the ball 39 times, only had to pass the ball 16 times. And Jaron Deal threw 142 yards and a touchdown. Deal with a touchdown run. Porter Hunsley with 2 touchdown runs of 94 yards in total at 17 carries, 155 yards on the ground for Deal. Carter Scheffelbein with the touchdown catch, 7 catches for 66 yards. Cooper Twilger had 3 catches for 28 yards, and Aiden Beam and Will Eilers each had a catch. Eilers' first catch goes for 37 yards in total for the Governors. So, Mendel, we get one more week of Pierre Governor football, and it's hard to not take it for granted, because we've seen this for now 9 straight years that the Governors have played for 12 weeks. Obviously, in 2020, there was only 11 weeks, so they had that game get canceled because of COVID. But overall, every single year for almost a decade, we've been going down to Vermilion or South Dakota State for 1 year, and this has become a norm for the Govs, but you can't ever say it is a norm. It's an expectation for all these teams, but you got to still enjoy all this, every moment that the Governors have had to be able to get to a 9th straight trip to the Dome, because this is continuing to be history that we are seeing, and something that is very hard for any team to ever do again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to enjoy the road, right? I mean, you have to take time to appreciate what's happening I think Coach Steele would tell you, every team is unique. Every group of athletes is unique, and it's a different experience, I'm sure, for each one of them. But it is sometimes easy to forget that not every team gets to experience this, and it is special. And you just want players and fans alike to take a moment to appreciate how difficult it is.
And how easy the Governors have made it look, but how much work they've put in to make it look as easy as what they've done. As they will take on Yankton next Friday in the Dakota Dome in Vermilion. Next week Friday, coverage at 6:30 and a 7 o'clock kickoff between the Govs and the Yankton Bucks here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Hope that will be another three-man crew like we've had the last couple of years. It's been a lot of fun to be able to do that for the state championship and have Mendel and Blake join me for the call for next week Friday's game, but looking forward to it. That will be our next broadcast as well. Nothing next Thursday. It'll be the Pierre Governors here and the Yankton Bucks in the state championship next Friday in Vermilion at the Dakota Dome. Coverage at 6:30 and a 7 o'clock kickoff. Mendel, any final thoughts here on this win?
No, just a great win. Again, it's nice to avenge, as Coach said. It's nice to beat everybody in the division and prove to be the champion, and a great opportunity next week to go out and do that.
Governors will win it 28-13 over the Huron Tigers tonight and advance the 11 AA state championship. We want to say thanks to Jen Brazilius back at the station. For Mendel Miller, John Winkler, signing off. Pierre Governors are headed back to Vermilion, home away from home. The Dakota Dome next Friday night for the state championship. 28-13 win over the Huron Tigers for the Pierre Governors tonight, as we say so long from Huron.
You've been listening to Pierre Governor playoff action on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. The Pierre Governors are brought to you by Beck Motors, Branding Iron, Karsten Erickson Roofing, Ferding Electric, River Bottom Sanitation, American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Faith Lutheran Church, Kruger Climate Systems, First National Bank, and Wagner Auto. Join us throughout the playoffs here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports, Central South.